Hello. I should be live, I think. Let me check on my end, make sure you can hear me talk. Hello. Yep, you can hear me talk. So we are all good. Yes, we are going to be talking about the what I dub as hashtag LTTgate. I've sent links out to a couple of my co-hosts. I know particular Jim X might want to chip on this because I know he's been a critic of Linus for quite a while. I wouldn't call him a fan, but yeah, he's been a critic. And I'm also putting this into the other backhand too. So yeah, we're not gonna have a lot of people. This is what happens when you don't stream for long periods of time. You screw up your channel. Unfortunately, I won't be bringing AI Mr. Medicare out for this one. I don't want to try to. I don't want to try to overload doing different things on this whole deal. But while I'm waiting for people to jump into this mess and menagerie and stuff like that. I'll send a link to Divinity. she might want to talk about this. I know she's chatted a little bit about it. I know she did a reading stream. One thing is we're probably gonna disagree about the whole Madison deal. I kind of find that distasteful. I'm gonna talk about that at the end, but yeah, people are probably not gonna like my opinions about it. So I'll send this out too. If you want. And I see a wicked wild mouse in the background. Let's bring him in. What's up?
Not much, man. What's up?
Did we not fucking call this bullshit Friday?
I don't remember. Honestly, I knew he was going to have some trouble because of his takes on shit. Lately, he's had a lot of problems. He's been doing things off the cuff. I actually watched it, and I think I made a comment like, "Dude, you're using unregistered hardware. You're using hardware that's not registered for that product." So, I mean, you're obviously not going to get that right. And I was just like, I kind of quit watching the video. After he said, we're using a 390 block on a 490, and I'm like, yeah, I actually stopped watching at that point.
Yeah, we got an IB in chat. Thank you for stopping by. I will say this much. I have not toned down the bot, so don't spam caps, don't spam emojis. The bot will hit you. That's just the way I've got set up.
I mean, there's issues I've had with Linus for a while, especially on float playing, but we may talk about that. We'll see.
I'll just add you as a moderator. The Rich No stays back until I demote the bot again. So yeah, 39 Ti is now 4090. Yeah. So that's so out of this whole freaking deal. And for anyone watching, I do implore you to like and share the stream around. That it helps out. As I haven't streamed so long in this freaking channel, it's killed the algorithm on it. The steady.
But like I said, I have like Sharon, that's cool. But there are a lot of issues with Linus right now. So
a lot of issues.
Well, he's had them building up, and I've noticed them for a while. And like float playing. Here's the thing: he valued when he found out that he was looking to sell his company. He found out that his company was valued in the $100 million area. He kind of got a big head about himself then at that point, because I don't think he realized
when does he not have a big head about?
Well, no, it got more inflated. We'll just say there was more helium pumped into that.
He got more inflated.
But that head got fucking bigger and bigger, and he started making problems. And you can see Luke was like, if you watched his live streams, same time as our live streams, and I would go back and watch, Luke always looked a little frustrated with Linus.
If you go back and watch the game as Nexus stuff, and like I said, I've been a I've been a fan of Linus. Was a fan of Linus.
Well, I still am, but the thing is, like, we'll see how he does after he recovers. He will recover. Everybody goes through this when they get so big. PewDiePie went through this same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
see how well he goes through it.
Yeah, I made a comment on one of my first videos, like, he's becoming the new Artesian builds, and I mean, he has, but he hasn't fucked up that bad.
What was it? Artesian. Here was another thing. I followed Artesian builds too, and I was there when he did that shit. I was like, dude,
the reroll.
He did, and the reroll. He did the reroll like twice or something. I think or something.
I don't remember the whole bullshit. I know the whole thing was bullshit. Now
I can't remember. It was so far long ago. Hell, here was the thing. Yeah, he did a lot of illegal things.
Yeah,
had his employees take out loans for him, and I mean that's not necessarily. I would say illegal. They were unethical. But
yeah, so let's talk about the leading up to this in Gamers Nexus, but before that, like I said, I remember talking about this on last week's live stream on
GNF.
we
were a little bit
on check out Rogue's channel, Flickerbox TV on YouTube, or GNF TV, and we were literally talking about he's going to get his ass in trouble with a lot of the shit that he was saying last Friday before Gamers Nexus even came out and dropped the video, because a lot of his hot fucking takes, and it's like, just watch and see. There's got to be some sort of fucking big drama blow up. I was not expecting any of this.
No,
Hey, Divinity, Div, you got a link in your DMs. If you want to hop on and chat with us, you're more than welcome to.
But yeah, there was some issues there going on. God damn it, you're smoking. I want to smoke right now.
I don't have enough cigarettes for this. That's the problem. I don't have enough cigarettes to
cover the
be
whole
able to do
issue.
this.
I just
now,
but
oh God, no, I'm gonna be chain smoking for this whole.
Yeah, I know. Deal. This is something. Like I said, I've had my issues with Linus. I've had a lot of my own issues with Linus in person.
You've went at him. There's been several occasions I know you've went at him, especially like for the what was it? It was the chipset, the phone chipset that was made from Qualcomm, and they were arguing with you that it wasn't.
Oh God, I forgot about that one.
That's been a lot of shit.
There's been a lot of shit I've got. And they were arguing with me saying, no, they're not. And I was like, yes, they are. And it turns out, yes, they were. So...
Yeah, they were. Linus has a lot of bad takes, and I take what he says with a grain of salt, because I think he's overinflated and full of himself.
Like I said, I've had so many arguments with the man, I've forgotten them. Well, here's the thing. I'm not a hater on Linus, and I'll tell you why. I have a float plane account. I've had a float plane account for years. I have the $3 OG. Here's another thing. How much of a supporter I wanted to be of him in the beginning. When he had he at one time did a free month on accounts for float plane, where you didn't have to pay for a month. Well, there was a glitch for the OG people that happened, that I was the only, by the way, a lot of people are going to pissed off at me if this becomes public. A lot of people were getting float plane for free and didn't realize it. I didn't realize it until I noticed, hey, there's that $3 charge from float plane on there. And I noticed for almost 2 years after that I had not been charged for float plane. I was getting float plane for free. So I was like, okay. And I went through an ethical battle there, and I was like, okay, I need to tell them what's going on here. And I told them, I got a hold of one of the guys, one of the main leads, and he was like, oh wow, you're getting this for free and you're telling us? Why would you do that? I said, well, I wanted to support the product. I wanted to support the show. I wanted to support Floatplane, because at the time it looked like it would be a viable alternate way of going after YouTube and all the other shitty platforms at the time. So, yeah, that's about right. Floatplane account has, but it's down because I believe they actually last month I was on there and they had 42,000. So I don't know. Last month they had 42,000.
And you know what?
But they go up and down, varies.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, I want to say this. I remember Ivy. I remember you're one of the first ones that commented on the first video I put out about this Linus set tip. Still, thanks for the comment. As much appreciated. And I understand where you're coming from on the prototyping thing. That was absolute bullshit.
But let me finish. What I was about to finish is because of me, everybody that had the free OG account, like I did, lost it because they failed. I helped them find the glitch. So I apologize for that if you're having to pay for Floatplane now and enjoyed the free year or two you had, like me. So yeah, sorry about that. 24 hours ago it was about 42. So okay, I wasn't wrong. So they've lost a fuck ton of people over this.
Yeah, and
I knew they had 42,000 last month, or like crazy amount, because it had got up from, because it was at 20,000 at the beginning of the year. Now it's gone up again. But
the whole thing is crazy. And Deb, if you don't mind, you mind chilling this out just a little bit? Because of the simple fact I have not streamed in such a long time, it's screwed over YouTube, and I don't feel like trying to set Rumble up to try to stream right now. So this is just kind of spur of the moment. So if you do that, I really appreciate it. Thank you. But no, when Gaben's Nexus came out, and I was listening to this, I remember because I was going to thank you, Dev. Thank you, Dev. But I was on my way to a birthday party on Monday whenever I got to listen to this. And I'm sitting there going, and it's like, okay, so he's just going to talk about some wrong graphs and statuses and stuff like that. No big deal.
Which is usually what he does do.
Yeah, that's what I thought Steve was going to talk about. And then he just comes up and lays his fucking dick out on the table. And it's like,
that was a big meaty dick, too.
Yeah,
it was a big meaty one.
Mushroom stamps the fuck out of fucking Linus. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, Linus kind of came at him. Linus kind of came at him indirectly.
He underhandedly came at him.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Steve does not like that.
No, Steve. When every time that's happened to Steve, he's gone after fucking Newegg for that shit. He's gone after. He's fucking like.
He's went after Newegg. He's went after Gigabyte. No, he literally went after Gigabyte because I remember
the power supplies,
the exploding power supplies. It's like, why didn't you just say?
I almost got one of those too. If it had been, I was actually going to get one of those with a order I was going to have, and I canceled the order the second I saw that. So I was actually, that's bad. No, I don't want that. Said you can't return the power supply, and I was like, dude, that is bullshit. Unless you return the card too, that's a defective product.
Yeah. Now, let's get into it. And there's a lot of points that's been made up, and including a Me Too somewhat allegation that's been brought up.
Well, the thing is, this is an old allegation. This came up when she left 6 months ago. I think. It was a while, and then it got quiet
2 years ago.
I don't know. It was a while ago. It's hard to remember. Maybe 2 years ago.
The problem is, and look, I don't like Linus tips anymore right now, and it's easy to take that and run with it and just bury him in the ground. But I have a couple issues with the allegations from the former employee. One, it's too opportunistic, way too opportunistic. Two, right now, the allegations. I have not seen any shred of proof that any of this is real. And three, a lot of them just seem like bitchy nitpicks. A majority of them.
Here's the thing.
It's like I can't take it seriously right now.
There was Sergey. I don't know if you remember Sergey. He had same issues, and he's Russian. He was Russian, and those fuckers will work. But he was like Linus was demanding unrealistic expectations, and then they said they had to let him go. And then after his comments, he was let go for items from the business going up missing. Here was the thing. All the employees do that shit at his, and we have proof of that. All his employees take stuff home with them and they claim his works out. Sergey did it too, and he signed the stuff out, but that's what they claimed they fired him for because he wasn't returning things. But the thing is, during the $5,000 tech expansion videos, we found out that everybody was literally taking shit home, especially Linus. Yeah. Linus is very guilty of that. Products he was not supposed to do that with.
Rules for the not for me. And,
basically whatever.
Let me let me circle around. Look, I'm not trying to be demeaning to Madison at all. I got to go at this factually. I got to go at this for
no. I get you. And I'm not saying it's true, but the thing is, I've heard these allegations from her before, and then she was quiet. And then she's bringing him up again. Here's the thing. I don't see her being that way, but at the same time, I don't know the person personally.
Madison seems crazy.
Maybe a little bit. She did seem a little wired.
A lot of the allegations, and really, a lot of the allegations seem a little BS, and they seem a little out there, and they also seem too whiny. Look,
no, they do seem that way
when it comes to some of the stuff that was said to her, I get told stuff like that on a daily basis at my job. I mean, we greet each other.
You're a guy, and the thing is, women have different mindsets.
That doesn't fly here because there's women that walks in my shop.
She didn't. That's true, but she didn't claim. Here's the thing: she didn't claim Linus was touching her directly. She
I know it was
other members of the staff.
I know.
But other members of the staff were also let go around that time as too. So we don't know.
Yeah, but no, it's like we literally had a female employee that every morning it was we greeted each other. Fuck you. I mean, and you want to talk about sexual harassment? She's sexually harassed several of the guys in the shop with a ton of ripping comments and shit like that. So it's like when I hear stuff like that, it's like that's like so weak. I can think of like several other things to say. So a lot of those allegations I can't take seriously, and a lot of the overburdened. I'm sorry, try walking on 7 trucks at one time with 5 other trucks trying to get in the shop. It's like I've been met with walk demand load overloads all the time. I'm not trying to say that that's supposed to be the normal, but it's like you're gonna see the same issue with every fucking job.
Jonathan, actually, Linus demoted himself. He actually was the CEO of the company and doing everything else too. Linus demoted himself in order to.
He demoted himself
to CVO.
Yeah, he demoted himself to from CEO down to Chief Visionary Officer, which is kind of below CEO in his company. Yeah, below. He still owns the business and stuff like that, but he actually demoted himself into place. That is one thing he did
to take off the load. He hired his boss, who ran NCXT into the ground, by the way, which I thought was hilarious. Like, wait a minute, you're gonna hire your old boss that ran the company into the ground, to be CEO of your company. Interesting.
And here's the thing too.
Well, here's the thing.
Let me get the comments about the investigator. I don't mind the investigation. I think it's a thing that needs to be done. However, I think it needs to go like this. It needs to be a third-party investigator that Madison.
No, that's what they said. That's what they said. Here's the thing. Linus is working with people that were CEOs of companies that had issues like this, that knew how to hire third-party investigators that would find nothing wrong.
Yeah, this is why
he has multiple people that were working for him that work for companies like that. Sorry.
Yeah, I understand. This is what I'm saying. Madison needs to find a third-party investigator, and Linus needs to pay them, and then the investigation needs to go on. That's the way it needs to be done. If I ain't gonna see no value in it.
Well, then she could hire. Here's the thing: you do it that way. It has to be an independent person brought in by a. I know.
Get. Well, and you know what? I really don't think Gamers Nexus wants involved in this whole deal. But
no, they're done.
I was gonna say get Gamers Nexus to hire the investigator to go at it, but I'm pretty sure Gamers Nexus.
No, we should get Quantum TV. We should get Quantum TV to do it.
Oh, Jesus Christ! But I'm pretty sure whenever Steve unloaded Pandora's box, he was not expecting everything in Pandora's box to come out. Instead of opening Pandora's box, he basically opened the 15 ghosts, is what he did. And that's nothing's gonna put that back in the fucking box. But
no, I'm saying like Linus still has the power. I agree with you on that. But the CEO, like I said. Linus is basically supposedly not as in charge as he used to be, and he's probably having a hard time letting go. Here's the thing: when you have that control, and it's your company, and then you let it go. Like look at George Lucas; he couldn't do that. He tried to do that many times and couldn't do it. So
then he sold it to Disney.
And he still couldn't.
Matt, if that's the case, hang on, I'll shoot you a link, and you can jump in and you can talk with us. But yeah, as far as the Madison stuff, that I'm not really focusing on that. I'm not even really focusing on the inaccurate charts and the internals. My main thing was how Billet Labs was treated.
No, that's my main
That has been my main piss off point on this whole fucking deal is the way Billet Labs has been treated. The Madison thing jumping in, it's like, look, too coincidental. That seems like a Me Too thing. I'm not going to go any further into that one. And the inaccurate charts, there's plenty of channels that mess up like that.
that no one really had a problem. It was how Linus came at the situation with his basically his statements that he put out. Everybody had a problem with the first two statements, and then this third video, it like feels really Have you watched the third video yet? Have you watched the video yet? The third, not the third video, the first video. Basically, the third statement they come out with, but in video form. There's one that was released today.
Yeah, I listen. All right, so I know of the written statement from Linus that came out right after the first. Yeah, well, I only seen the first one.
More than likely, if you watch Gamers Nexus, you saw both of them. So
I've seen both Gamers Nexus.
Yeah, then you've seen both of them.
This is something I got into argument with somebody in Linus's comments because I put in there. I basically called Linus out for some of the stuff in his video because, like I said, my main focus point has been the Billet Labs thing, and my problem is the way they were treated and how the review was done because it was done improper, piss poor, and they treated it like a joke. You watched the first 45 seconds of that. You watch the first 45 seconds of that video, you can instantly tell that they wasn't treating it seriously. They were treating it as an actual thing you could buy right now and don't buy it. They never said anything about it being a prototype block. They never did in that video. They said that it's something that you can buy.
Well, no, the thing is you can't even buy it because right now this is a startup company right now.
Yeah,
and this is their prototype, and they're not set to put out the actual product until I think next year sometime. Maybe sometime this year. I'm not sure. They weren't very clear on this. Yeah, and I've been looking at Billet Labs, and there's a lot there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. In my honest opinion, I think it'll flop. I really do think it will flop, just the way it looks in the design. However, it does not mean not give it a fair fucking shake. It's like give it a fair fucking shake.
Actually, here's the idea: the actual prototype is always bigger than what the actual design was. They're actually coming out with a lower, smaller design for it, but the prototype is just the proof of concept.
Yeah, and I get that, but the whole issue is they out of that whole 19-minute spiel that they did for an apology video. They only spent, okay. What's up, McCoy?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. Let me finish with this. I'll let you jump in. But out of that whole fucking 20-minute spiel that they did for apology, they only mentioned Billet Labs probably a good 2 minutes, and it was just how sorry they were. And then it came out, they also gave them a graphics card. And they didn't say anything about the graphics card.
Actually, they said they got a 390 from them, but it didn't work.
Well, no, hang on. They didn't say that in the video. They stated that on Reddit. And this is another problem with what Gamers Nexus came out and said against them, because inaccurate information, not telling the entire point of it, and just dancing around it. And that's what they did. Because I didn't know. Gamers Nexus didn't know that a video card was given to them. And it's like they spent more time trying to say, oh yeah, we're sorry about not giving the card back, and we're gonna get on that right now and all that other good shit. And it's like, and then just kind of breezed over, oh yeah, oops, our bad, we sold the card and we said that we'll give out monetary value to it and whatever, and just glossed over the whole deal. And it's like, fuck you. No. And on top of that, they stated what happened. Clayton, I think his name was, and said he sent out an email, but forgot to put the contacts in it. So the email was only sent internally of, yes, we're gonna get the card sent back to you, or not card, the block sent back to you. But then Linus states, that we sent the email. We don't understand the whole big deal about it. And it's like, yeah, one of the other members said it wasn't even addressed to him. So how can you say you sent the email when it never got sent? It's like
So
it was a written apology by everyone in that place, and they still couldn't get it fucking right.
So what the story behind Steve's original thing is how stuff is going on, what's happening at LTT, okay?
Big cluster.
That just proves of what happened is someone coming out saying that someone said this, someone said that. That's the whole point that Steve's trying to make for starters, is that this is a problem. You got no communication. You're this big corporation and there's shit going wrong. All right. And Linus just took it to heart. Did his,
I gotta stick up my ass. He did his bitch out moment.
And they don't see the big picture. They're a corporation now, all right. And Steve was just trying to point out, you guys have got fucking issues. It needs to be fixed. And it proved the last 24 hours after that of how bad it was. There were lies coming out about emails being sent back and forth, which is all bullshit. There was miscommunication. All it is just miscommunication. No one communicates. Apparently, in the original video about the water block, halfway down the list, the owners responded below. All right. Yeah. It's not pinned or anything. All right. And they're stating in there that we sent them a 3090, blah blah blah. We told Adam, but for some reason nothing got passed to Linus in the video. We don't know why, because everything was told they had a manual, they had a 3090, but for some reason Linus knew nothing about it. And that's the problem. There's no communication between the whole thing.
Well, not only that, I really do think that it was intentionally set up just to fail in that whole entire video. Because if you go through and you look at the pictures of that block on their site, and the block that's pictured on the site was the block that Linus and them had. They only had one prototype. That was it. Yeah. They didn't have a multitude of them. You look at it, it looks pristine, it looks good, it's all together and stuff like that. And when you see the blowout of the fucking picture when they show in the beginning of that video, they've got like foam paste spread all over on the outside of it, making it look like shit. And it's just a block, not even attached to anything. And it's like that was an intentional placement now to me, and especially the way they treated it is like, oh yeah, we're gonna get this guy has never water cooled before, and this guy has no idea about building computers, and we're gonna get them together, and we're gonna see what this thing does, or it's gonna give us a headache and all that good stuff. It's like from the very get-go, they never give it a fucking shit. Yeah. They never give it a fucking shot. And then later on, double down on the whole fucking deal, stating it doesn't matter. The results have been the same, which if you don't test it, if you don't look at it, you have no idea. And he wasn't gonna waste, $1, $2, $3, $4, $500 of company investments in people's time to do it. When on a fucking Win show, he stated when it was the whole Amazon doorbell thing and Amazon affiliate, because Louis Rossman ended up losing his affiliates, and basically say, I really don't care. It's no, I didn't get money from anything like that. And then Linus and Luke talked about it and basically said, yeah, we usually get $800 from that affiliate account. That's a drop in the bucket for us. That's nothing. We can lose that, no problem. And it's like, it's the double standard, the double take, that it's just so bullshit about the whole fucking deal.
And the worst part, and also the reason why everyone's making a big deal about it, it's because they do content about $100,000 PC, a $40,000 rad freaking hard drive rig, right? All right, and they're banging up. It's awesome for $40,000. Oh, look what it can do, But as soon as the $800 block gets in their hands, they bag the shit out of it. That's the problem. Why are you guys bragging about $100,000 fucking shit where no one can afford and no one will ever buy it? All right. But when it comes to an $800 part, you guys are ripping them apart. A new startup, like what the fuck? That's why people are like, "What is going on here? Why is he taking it so personally over his block?" Because he does content about these stupid systems that no one can ever fucking buy. All right, but this little block, he hates it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I don't even know what the deal is. And the sad thing is, one of his first fucking started before they moved into that fucking studio doing, when they were still in that fucking rental house or whatever they're doing, making videos in, they did the same damn thing. They made a fucking cooler and showcase and stuff like that. Now, granted, it wasn't supposed to be sold or anything like that, and they kind of chuckled on it, but they did the same damn thing, and they treated it with a lot more respect than they did someone else.
Well, my thing is, like, there's a thing, well, you don't want to spend $500 more on this when they're having to spend now $2,000. Well, £2,000 sterling, because it's a British company. Yeah. And also now, I found that information. That took me forever to find, because they okay, here's how I found that information of how much the block cost. Their video that they posted today originally had the price in there, and they said, we didn't know Billet Labs had blocked it out, even though we watched Steve's video.
Underneath, the comment underneath, I'm like, oh, they posted it, and then I went searching for it as well. Yeah.
I found it.
They didn't proofread in there. It's like
no, they're having lots of issues. They said, well, we got a new system that is breaking everybody and it's causing more problems. And I'm like,
then stop.
Yeah, and now they are. I mean, apparently they are.
And it proved they didn't watch. And it proves that they didn't watch anything about Steve's.
Oh no!
Because they said they want it redacted, and and next thing we see Linus freaking chucking fuck up the screen, just shows they're not watching shit.
Oh no, they're not even watching what they just. Someone said bad about you. Fuck them,
Yeah.
Well, then you get his apology video didn't even feel sincere. You had an army of fucking people in front of Linus before you got to his fucking apology at the near end.
Oh, I had it when his wife came on, because it looked like that she was about ready to cry. It's like, stop faking it.
Oh no, Linus was pretending to cry. I was like, I'm upset and emotional. I'm like, bitch, you should have no emotions in this. You should be like, I fucked up. That should be the only emotion you have.
I don't like apologies. I don't like doing public apologies. I know sometimes that they're needed. In this case, it is needed. But when you gotta do a public apology, don't put your staff on there. Don't script it. Don't put the stuff on there.
It was all script. It was that they were fucking around. They were joking around on there. Like, it was just like, the missus watched it last time.
It was monetized.
We watched it as soon as it popped out. We're watching the game, the soccer, and I'm like, no, we're like, fuck the game. This is more better than the game. We're watching Linus, right? So we stopped the soccer to watch fucking Linus, and then she said, "What? Why are they fucking around for?" I'm like, "This is the whole point. Like, this is what I'm saying."
It came out on Float Plane like an hour to 2 hours beforehand. There's like an offhanded comment.
Oh yeah,
I unsubscribed from Float Plane, so I wouldn't have a clue.
I actually have a Float Plane account, so I have $3.
I did.
Yeah, there's an offhanded.
Well,
comment.
I've shadow banned on comments there.
Wow, everyone was bated in breath waiting for our response, and it's like sarcastic as fuck. And then when it came out on YouTube, it was monetized. And oops, we forgot to disable monetization. And it's like, look, I've made stupid mistakes before. I remember I made a stupid mistake and had a video scheduled to come out when I probably should have had it taken down because of events that were going on. I forgot.
But you're human. We all do it.
Yeah, I'm human. But the problem is, one, they are a multi-million-dollar company. Two, they have hundreds of people there that run the place. And the people are supposed to be doing the uploading and the walking and stuff like that, supposed to know what they're doing. And it's not that hard. It's a click of a button. Do you want to monetize this video? Yes. No. Check it. It's on the screen before you go through the process of video up there. It's like they went through and hurriedly put this thing out and then do anything, and then joked about it while they were doing it.
Exactly. And like I understand the script stuff, because they are. If you ever watch behind the scenes of RTT, it's very script based, and anything that is in front of a screen, they need a script. Like, they can't. It's like their brain broken or some shit. They got brain damage. They can't think on the spot. they need a script in front of them for everything. So,
well, the only person that felt genuine and like it was coming from the heart was Luke. Gonna be honest, I've always had respect for Luke. I don't know if he's
I know,
really
same. I love Luke, man. I fucking
Luke,
love Luke.
I missed
Luke
him
is
when he
getting-
left the show. Honestly,
So
I love Luke.
Luke
Awesome
is getting. Luke is also kind of getting dragged in this whole deal.
He's getting dragged in
And-
100%.
Yeah, because he's part of the company, and unfortunately, he's secondhand man.
well, technically
and-
now he's in charge of float play.
I mean, yes, but
He's very
at the
fucking-
same time, I've got to respect him because again, on the Billet Lab still, he even stated to Linus on the Rand show, maybe we should have just tested it with the right quad.
retested it. Yeah.
And Linus kind of got up in his ass about that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Like Luke knows when Linus is starting to get emotional about stuff, and that's why he's tried and steps in, because he can see that Linus is thinking about, not he's not thinking with his head, but with his heart, his feelings about stuff. Like, it just doesn't make sense. That's why I was like, it's just frustrating.
And it's fine to have feelings and emotions in video. Sometimes it brings them up to light and stuff like that. But it's tact. It's knowing when to place it. Say, for instance, the what Gamers Nexus did with the exploding PSUs. Okay.
Yep.
They
didn't come out first and drag them when they first found out about it. They did their due diligence. They went through. They reported the problem. Not publicly either, to Gigabyte and stuff like that.
To Gigabyte and Newegg.
Yeah,
because Newegg was part of the problem.
Yeah, then afterwards, whenever they didn't get a response back, and this is a clear issue. This is not it's a prototype power supply and was still proven. No, it's a product that's out for sale, and there is a clear issue with it that's killing components on a PC.
Okay, here's the thing about the Gigabyte thing. I'm just going to set the record straight on that. They found out there were certain models of the same power supply, which were the exact same, that had bad capacitors, I believe. There were two different types of capacitors. One
switching transistors, I believe.
It was transistors.
The transistor was, yeah.
It was transistors, but they basically had two different types in each one, and the ones that had the good type didn't fail. The ones that had the bad type or incompatible for what they were supposed to be doing, I don't know. I don't understand that stuff. Were causing the problem. So it was fixed. But the big problem with that wasn't Gigabyte so much. It was Newegg saying, hey, you have to not, because a lot of these power supplies were bundled with other products, like graphics cards. I believe they were bundled with graphics cards or monitors. Well, you also have to send that back. Wait a minute. You're telling, in order to get a refund on this broken power supply that you sent me, I have to send back the card that had nothing to do with the problem back as well.
Right.
That was a big problem.
Yeah.
And the whole order.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. It's like Steve came out and had tact with that whole video. He mocked it. He made fun of it. And there was jokes all the way around with it. I like the whole bit where they took the Call of Duty mortar. It's like, hit the thing, sit down. That's how you do it, and that's what you do with a product that is bad. Now, look, if Linus tested that block and it was bad, he did a test properly, did test right and stuff like that, and it was bad. Fine, okay, rub them a little bit. But when you're sitting there and you normally don't do it right, that's no, and. Yeah, that's just bad.
Ivy, I wanted to comment here. I think Luke actually, he does kind of do his own stream at home. The thing is, I think he wants to get out. I think he just wants to be his own company if he does the.
We're going by the stream, because most of them stream, right? Apparently,
they can.
If you're part of Linus Tech Tips, you got to give him. You can, but you got to give him a cut.
It's like the whole WWE thing where a lot of the wrestlers were doing social media, and then they said, from now on in your contracts, you have to give us a cut of this because
they reckon they're getting more views because you work for me, because I'm bringing you the views because you work for me. Like, fuck off.
Yeah,
man.
and I know that's probably changed now since then. But I remember back when this first got brought up to a couple of years ago, nobody in the company was allowed to have any kind of a social media presence. No, they could have a social media presence, but they were limited and they were restricted what they can do and say, and they could not do anything video related, especially when it came down to anything tech related. And that's where it was, I know, a couple of years ago. Whether that's changed since then.
They can still stream. They can stream and that sort of stuff, and that's fine. But apparently, going by what's come out from this chick in Madison, they were taking a cut, and when she left, they gave it all back to her because she complained about it or some shit.
I don't know. I didn't know about that part. I really didn't even know she left because, well, hell, you got Anthony now, who's Samantha or something, or Jenny. I have no idea.
Yeah, like I didn't know. I thought she was still there, but because they're going by what she said in that thread, they told her they were going to announce it on the WAN show the week that she left, just so people knew. And she said they never announced it, and that's why to this day everyone thought that she was still there.
Yep. But like I said, a lot of weird shit's going on over there. Because you had Anthony. How many of you know about Anthony? You guys both know about Anthony?
I do.
Or
I'll let you talk about this for a second. But I'll be right
still
back.
there.
He's still there. She's still there now.
Yeah. Really? Has he really? Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, he went trans and Jessica. The thing is, back a year ago, I started to notice that he was wearing makeup and lipstick on the camera. I thought maybe he was just trying to look. I thought they were just trying to make people look nicer and less thin. And then I started to notice it really started getting heavy, and I was like, oh, he went full trans. He has a video out there.
I go, fuck, like he's really growing out his hair. Like he's really.
I just thought he was going for the hippie style and all that. He is Swedish, so
I had a feeling, but no, other than Anthony, no way he would go that way.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name. I can't remember what his name.
Is that true?
It is true. It is true.
He put out a YouTube video. Everything.
He put out a YouTube video about it.
Yeah. Oh, did he? I didn't know.
But the thing is, ever since that, I haven't seen him do anything on the show since that video.
Same,
so I don't know.
You don't see him anymore. You hardly see him.
No, I haven't seen him at all since that video.
And apparently, I said, I'm guilty of watching Man of the Internet's, Josh Moon and doing stuff like that. Oh God, he went out to Anthony and if I'm naming him, I'm sorry. I don't remember what.
I don't remember what his name is too, because I haven't had. I knew it for a minute and then I forgot. And I can only remember.
So this is not disrespect towards him. It's just
more power to him. More power to you, dude. I think he's a smart guy.
Oh
and
yeah.
If he wants, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And
God, I love his Linux stuff. His Linux stuff.
Apparently, awesome. Yeah. Apparently. According to Josh, like I said, I haven't been able to find it on Kiwi Forums yet. I haven't been able to find it yet. But apparently, there was a video of him doing a segment on Linus Tech Tips. And I guess it got such backlash, they ended up taking it down.
Who was that?
And Anthony.
Anthony. Shit.
Yeah. As, transitioned over to...
Yeah.
To his new persona and stuff like that.
Oh,
I guess they ended up doing a video and then they yanked it completely down because of the backlash, and they haven't been back on a video since.
Wow.
So I don't know how true that is. I've been able to find anything.
Emily.
You guys heard about. Remember the story of that when Linus went to his NCIX auction trying to get the plaque back? Yeah, he tried to get his old. He tried
the golden play button.
And the kid and his dad, they won it. Apparently, for his YouTube channel, and apparently, they're trying to bring that story back up to light. It's been over a year
It's been longer than that.
Yeah, but apparently a year ago the kid did himself in because of all that shit, of the Linus stuff. Because Linus's fans went and harassed him. You know, even though Linus said it was okay for him to keep the play button, but Linus's fans, the ones that are hardcore Sims, they went over to his YouTube channel and went ballistic on him.
I think some of Linus's fans is worse than Ricada's fans.
Oh yeah, man! I posted my thing. I posted on the forum there, and holy shit, I'm getting ratioed. I'm like, I don't like the voice.
You posted online. You posted on the Tech Tips forums.
Yeah, and oh my god, they don't fucking like it.
I'm shadow banned on the Linus Tech forums.
I wanted him to put my videos up there because I don't have an account. And I'm not making an account. It's like, hey, put my videos up there. Oh, I'm shadow banned. Shit.
Reddit are brutal, mate. Reddit are fucking brutal. Holy shit.
But
not even Reddit.
I'm surprised.
On his actual Floatplane comment on Floatplane, I'm shadow banned from commenting.
Oh,
because
really?
of Apple comments I made on Apple were getting such they were getting a lot of hate. Because I would always comment on Apple products being shit or 10 years out of 10-year products that are made with 10-year-old technology.
Yeah,
it's true. 10 to 5 years old is most of the tech in an iPhone. They are garbage. And I got shadow banned because I was getting a lot of hate. I was also getting a lot of like, and nobody likes fucking Apple. But nobody likes fucking Apple. I mean, there are Apple people, but I would go on to the MAC address stuff they did, and they would just there's the Emily video, by the way, and they would just I put it in private, Sparky. They would just hate me to death. So, and finally, they not only shadow banned me, they deleted all my comments on the MAC address.
Oh wow!
Not all of them, but all the ones that. Here was the thing. Some of the comments probably did deserve to be deleted. I'm not gonna lie, because I was saying like stuff like, you guys would let fucking Apple CEO at the time. You would let Tim Cook take a crap on your ass and let him charge you for it.
All right,
on your chest.
Like that. Time out. IB asked a question. Is anyone you guys would recommend for serious reviews with no BS? That's my take on the whole review thing for tech. Don't rely on one source, and I'm not gonna give out go watch this person and watch this. I'm not gonna do that. Go find a product that you're looking for, and watch multiple reviews from multiple people, and then base your judgment off that. That's the best thing to do.
I have like several. I have Jay's 2 Cents, Paul's Hardware. I used to watch Kyle.
I love. Yeah,
I haven't do much anymore.
Cole stopped doing it. He's but
I watched J2
Divorce.
That's
what I don't get. The water block. Why didn't they fucking send it to J2 Cents? Like, holy shit.
Jay, here's the thing. Jay afterwards he requested, hey, I was like, cool to do that, and I made a comment saying, finally an honest review on this product.
Fucking oath. Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
what? Why did they send it to Jay? Like, holy shit.
If you just
it's like out of anyone water cooling, it's like and that was one of my frustrations listening to the thing. Why didn't they send it to Jay? And
everyone
we don't
said
know.
that. Like, what the fuck? Like, he would have walked in.
Yeah, and
we don't know. A startup company was sent to Linus because he's got 15 million subs. They're trying to get the company out there. They thought Linus was going to do a good thing and promote the business and show off the water block, how cool it was. It's like, it's rare, one of a kind. It goes the fucking opposite way and trashes the fuck out of it. Like, it fucks it up.
The problem with Linus, the company's too big. It's gotten so big. It's no longer. It's not a YouTube channel anymore. It's not too big.
I'll throw out a bone too, because we don't know. He might have reached out to a couple different. They might have reached out to a couple tech reviewers, and they might not responded to it.
Jay didn't know. Jay, going by what we've seen,
he didn't know how to contact.
He didn't know how to get in touch with them. So if he had contact, he would have replied back.
Yeah, but it's not. It wouldn't be that uncommon if they did reach out and it ended up being spam, or you just didn't see it. I mean, I can foresee that, but like I said, that might be what it is.
I understand why they sent it to Linus, because they're going for a big audience. They're a startup. You know what I mean? They're trying to get the word out there or what they do, and Linus just fucks them over.
Ivy says, I'm looking for someone to review my new case. I would say we'd showcase it if you want to show a picture off.
Is it like what, made from scratch, you mean? Or you mean your PC case, like what you build?
Is it made from a pizza box?
Made a cardboard.
Ivy was one of the first people commented on one of my videos, and apparently she is a designer, a prototyper, kind of like what Billet Labs were doing. And this is she does designing and prototyping and stuff like that. And this is a prototype case, I believe, that she's been making. So, Jay would be a good choice too. When it comes to so if I'm going to trust anyone with water cooling, graphics cards, or computer cases, it'd be Jay's 2 cents. Jay's ain't over 10 of, especially when it comes to airflow. He will put that case through its paces on airflow and stuff like that.
Here's the thing, Jay's 2 cents.
Okay. Or Gamers Nexus, because he likes to case reviews with airflows and fans and shit. If you think it's got decent airflow, send it to freaking Steve with Gamers Nexus.
There's a couple other channels, but I can't think of anything. Can't think of Hardware Box, but they're in Australia, I believe, or New Zealand.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
They're in the same state that they're in Victoria.
Yeah.
I watch their stuff every once in a while. It's pretty good. So.
Yeah, but I also don't know what the policies are, because they do have high schedules. They do have things that they got planned in books. Unless it's like a serious thing. And like I said, I'm not discrediting you, Ivy. I mean, is this a one and done design, or you plan on like giving it out or doing mass production? I mean, I think that will have a lot to do with if they would or wouldn't. So I mean, I'm not trying to be disparaging. I'm trying to look at this realistically. Custom built acrylic open frame water cooling case. Jay will probably get a kick at it, especially if the cooler is like, or the reservoir is like built into the case and it's part of the acrylic. He might like something like that.
Yeah, like stuff like that. He'll like I said, contact him on social media, or he streams on Twitch a few times a week.
Are you? Oh, I think she's in your neck of the woods, McCoy.
I went to Wellington University. No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, it might be someplace else.
You miss Victoria. Are you from Australia?
Yeah, that's why I was saying is it's probably from your neck of the woods, McCoy.
See, Hardware Unboxed,
they don't generally do cases. They might do aesthetics and stuff, but
they don't do water cooling. So there is a big water cooling company in Australia. What are they?
Oh, I know. Singularity.
I've heard of them.
That's
Singularity.
Because I have a case from them that I won from. I won their one of their major expensive cases. The $1,500 case. Oh, I won
expensive.
Oh no, it's $1,500, and everybody. I'm like, oh, I want to pay you $800 for it because I'm trying to sell it now. I can't lift the fucking thing. It's too goddamn heavy, especially.
Really? Yeah. God damn.
No, my back's fucking shit.
My computer case puts his to shame though.
Back in the day I won the Newegg Ultimate PC back in 2018, the $10,000 PC. Yeah. Oh yeah, I fucking won that. I shat my pants for about. I was like, this has to be alive. This has to be alive. I still have all the components for it. But
you have to build it yourself.
Didn't you end up getting doxxed because?
No, it was I took it apart. Oh, I ended up getting doxxed because I didn't give a shit. But, for a minute, what happened was Yeah, I took all the parts and put in a smaller case so I could lift it because the case alone weighs like 50 pounds. It feels like it's acrylic and steel. That's it.
I've got the my case is the Thermaltech cube. I'm not talking about the small cube. I'm talking about the big cube. You can fit 2 ATX motherboards in this case.
You can actually stack that on top of another one and turn it into a server. I had that one. I had that one. That was my case before I won the computer I have now.
Mine is the Lian Lee. What do you call it? The dynamic, fucking the small version though.
The small white case one.
A mini one. No, it's black. Yeah.
Oh, you got the black one. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That's actually a nice case. Didn't they used to catch on fire?
No, it's the fuck.
No, there was one of their cases.
Hey, come on! It's not NZXT.
It wasn't Lee.
Oh, was it Lee?
Okay,
my bad.
He doesn't have the NZ. He doesn't have the NZXT case.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That's the small one. That's the block thing.
No, I know the Lian Lee you're talking about. I actually like Lian Lee products. They're kind of fun. That's actually the case I have right now. I have their 70 case. Their the $70 case that was marketed as 70.
Oh man,
that's a good case too.
I just thought of something, Jim Max, and I thought of a good meme of what you can do. So, you know the Grim Reaper that goes around and he goes on one door and the other door and the other door?
Okay. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, put Steve's head on the Grim Reaper and behind it have MSI, NZXT, Newegg, Gigabyte, and then LTT for the next one.
I might do that. That would be fun.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Instead of blood, I have to put wires. I know.
I've seen a lot of memes come out of this whole deal.
They are. The thing is, Linus has screwed up. He's done this before, and he came out more popular for it.
Yeah, no.
But I don't know this time. He could come out even more popular, but they're going to take I think they're going to take about a 2 week to month break before they do anything. They did this last time.
They have a week. Yeah. They won't go more than a week, and they will not go.
I don't know if they can because, like I said, he had to take out a huge loan for that new part of his company, the testing one, and it's already draining money. It is, and he's got to start putting out videos on that here soon.
Yeah. And the first bit of content that comes out of that is from a tour saying, "Yeah, we do things better in Gamers Nexus and Hardware Unboxed."
We actually do the right thing. I was like, and no, you don't.
Fucking idiots, man.
Fucking don't.
No, you don't. And then Steve comes in, rips his dick out on the table, and is like, "Here's the reason why you don't." Oh, and there's this, and this also.
No, I do like it when they do the custom builds. Like, have you seen the PC desk they just recently built for that
the
Mr. Beast guy? Not Mr. Beast.
Is anyone gonna buy it?
No, it's not meant to be bought. They've stated this. This is just a gimmick. I thought that was actually kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm like, God, I'd hate that's heavier than my computer already. I don't think I can do that desk.
Well, you know, if your place has a fire, it's gonna
that desk is gonna survive.
Well, isn't it fabricated out of metal?
It's solid aluminum. It's a solid like.
Well, no, I take that back. It actually might melt in a fire. Excuse me.
Well, it depends on how hot the fire gets. Yeah, but yeah,
it gets about 100.
God damn.
House fires can get to about 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit. That will melt aluminum. That will melt. But, in Ivy states, because I don't want to leave a hanging here. It's like born and live in California. I'm sorry. I'll be publishing a vid of my new case as soon as my patent is approved. I'll probably give 3 cases total. I'm in black, white, and red, and integrated RGB. If you have a channel that's got to be coming out on, go ahead, chill it. You're moderated, so you can put links in the chat. Go ahead and put the link in the chat, and anyone's watching, go over and sub over to Ivy to await whenever a pattern gets done to see what this case is going to look like. How's that?
Sparky, I got to ask the question. When was the last time you had your Medicare hat washed? I know you only got that like 2 months ago.
I watched it about 3 weeks ago.
Oh Jesus, that looks
But
horrible.
here's the problem. So I'm in the middle of doing stuff on my truck, and I'm sanding, and I'm too lazy to go out to the garage to sand because I don't have a proper table out there. So I'm sanding on my work desk, and there's fucking dust.
No wonder your computer
everywhere.
breaks down all the time. You got shit in the fans and everything, probably.
Yeah, I probably need to blow it out before too long.
And I love you and leave you. I'm gonna go and have some lunch.
Yay.
Good luck with that.
Well,
have fun.
If you guys are still going after, I'll pop back in if you're still going.
We might be still going. Who knows? We gotta talk a little bit more about this, but yeah, thank you for stopping by. Hey, before you leave,
see you guys.
Show you. You can go ahead and put your link out to your channel on the chat if you want.
Yeah. See my recent freaking upload get fucking ratioed.
Yeah, isn't that Div talking on that? Isn't that?
Nah, that's actually that chick, Madison's voice. I actually cloned her.
Oh my
voice.
God, that almost.
And that's why everyone's freaking out. Like, oh yeah, you cloned her voice.
It sounds like Divinity.
Nah.
I thought it was Divinity talking. It's like, oh my God.
Nah. And they're like, oh, you cloned her voice. Gross. Like, oh my God. Like, it's so cringe. We can't handle it. It's fucking idiots. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Later. Okay. I forgot to mention this. I just clicked this up as soon as he came left. On his apology video on Floatplane, the average like ratio he hits on Floatplane to dislike is usually about 1%. About 1% dislikes, and this one it's about 15% dislikes on his "What Do We Do Now" video on Floatplane, with his 1,700 likes. Usually we don't get that many likes for his videos, especially on Floatplane, but it almost feels forced because there's 300 downloads on Floatplane. But if you go to YouTube, his video, I believe it has. I have to look at that. I just saw that. Right now, it has 2.6 million views. Holy crap! It has 143,000 likes to 110K dislikes.
All right, Ivy. Ivy. If that's the case, just go back to one of my. I think you can post. You can post links. I think I'll have to approve it, but I think you can post links, in the comments. And if that's the case, just go back to your original comment on my first video. Just type in it's your channel for your case review and stuff like that, and put the link down. And the next time I stream, which is very rare, or even make videos, that's very rare too. I started on the kick with the AI medical thing, and I wasn't expecting this shit to happen. It's like there's no way in hell I cannot fucking not talk about this. But go ahead and put that link on that comment, and I'll get to it. You know, I'll chill it out and look at it. But yeah, no, it's I'm looking for. I've been just scoping on YouTube and just watching people's reactions to the whole thing, and I'll be surprised. There's very few A-logs on Linus' side I've been seeing on posting videos. I mean, that they've either been negative or mostly neutral. And I know it's the whole publicity thing and good-natured bull thing and trying to be as neutral as possible and stuff like that. I don't do shit like that. If you're a channel or a company and stuff like that I like and love, which Linus was, and you do something that egregious, no, I'm roasting your ass. I'm gonna slow roast your ass, and that's just the way I do things.
Yeah.
I wonder if Linus will lose any sponsors over this trouble Well,
probably not, because rumor has it that a lot of the older employees that work there now are from companies such as Corsair. There's a couple from NVIDIA that work there that used to work on semi-major roles in the company. So my guess is he's quite friendly with those companies still. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and that was one of the major things that comes up on ethics and standards that Steve was talking about too, because and there are a lot of good criticisms. Hell, there are criticisms. I think you and me both lobbied against Linus, and so did Lewis.
What
Lewis
was it when
Rossman,
he bought into the laptop company? And
yeah,
he invested in it, and I was like, I understand why you did and why you have to, but the problem is that's going to affect it. And for a little bit, it did, because they would do laptop reviews. But here's the thing: they said when what he thought he could do was step away from the laptop reviews and not do them, and just have his employees do them and do the laptop reviews to the company. But however, he's the owner of the company. He's still the owner of the company, and they neglected every time they do a laptop video. They have to put that out there. Hey, Linus owns this. He owns the company. They don't, and technically they're supposed to, and they don't.
And trust me, I like framework laptops. I don't.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
But I like it because they're for right to repair. And if more motherboard and laptop manufacturers do stuff like that, it'd be better for everyone. But the problem is they don't. And
the thing is, we used to.
Used to, yes, used to. Not anymore. But the problem is, it doesn't matter which way you cut it. Oh, I'm going to have one of my employees do it. It doesn't matter. Your employees get paid by you because you own the company. You cannot be fair and objective. There's no way you can be fair and objective. And it goes on deeper than that. They're sponsored with not really sponsored. They're partnered with Noctua. So anything to do with water cooling and fans, the same issue comes up. It's like, how can you be fair and objective? Good comparison. The prototype water block.
Yep.
Because in that offhanded comment he made on the Rant show, he also talked about you're better off to buy an Noctua.
No, and that was dumb. That was really dumb because they are partnered up with Noctua, and they should have. He never disclosed. He's really bad at disclosing things. He has in the past.
No shit.
He has in the past been disclosed things because you have to by law. The thing is, he doesn't think he has to do it every time. And technically, every time you do a video, just in case somebody else new watches, you have to disclose it every time. And they failed to do it multiple times. So I'm just kind of like, they said, "Oh, we put it in the comments or in below." It's like, no, that's not good.
You can't. All right, even you cannot have it. Whenever you're sponsored with someone, and you're getting paid by them, and you're representing. If they were just dedicated to framework laptops and didn't do anything else, it's not a problem. Then it's whatever. You are representing that brand. Then that's 100% okay. But when you start going to other brand, you can't do that. And it doesn't matter if it's on a banner on your channel. It doesn't matter if you got a dedicated video to it. It doesn't matter if you put it in the description. It doesn't matter if you put it in the comments. It has to be in that video. Because you got to look at how everyone looks at YouTube. Who here on YouTube actually goes through when they watch a video? Do they just sit down and watch the video? Do they sit down and just listen to the video? Along with that, do you go down into the description to read the full description? Because a lot of times, if you say from my channel, if you look at any of my descriptions, they're pretty much the same. They're identical. I use the same description format for everything. I'll probably put some, I'll tell people, there's links down below, like in this live stream, there's links to Steve's videos in my channel. I'll tell people the links down below for it. But the way my format is on my channel, every one in the descriptions, it's the exact same. So nobody who is a constant watcher of mine is going to go, hey, I'm going to go see if anything's different in the descriptions. Oh, no, they're probably not different. They're probably going to be the same as the exact same 30 freaking times I went to go look at the descriptions. And at the same time, it's like, who actually goes down to comments and actually reads comments? No one. Well, not no one, but, for the majority of people, no, they don't. And that's another one of my issues. Like I said, I didn't know, Steve didn't know about, Billet Labs actually sending them a 3090 Ti. That was not known until the apology video. And it's like, yeah, we didn't send the card out. And I'm sitting there going, it's like, card? What are you talking about? Sending card back. You should have sent the fucking block back. What does the fucking card have anything to do with it? And then people started jumping at me in the comments. Oh, you don't know anything. On his Reddit, he stated that they gave him a card. And then later on, Billet Labs came on and stated in the forums that he did. But that's the problem. Is like, what person, a normal viewer or a normal person who comes onto YouTube to look at stuff, unless you're just an avid fan and you got no time, you got plethoras of time and you're just constantly online, is going to have a Reddit account, a TTT account, a Twitter account, a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Float Play account, a Telegram account. Who's going to have all these fucking accounts and constantly go there and search for updates and says, oh, well, he said this one thing over here and he said this over here and he said this over here. That's lunacy. Put it all in one fucking place. Or don't fucking say it. That's where you lead to this bullshit thing that's happening right now.
Yep.
That's what exactly leads to that. So many moving parts and stuff like that. Stuff it down.
Well, the thing is, he's trying to do social media with a company that has literally become a media company at this point. He literally calls it, Linus Tech Media Company. I mean, it's literally called a media company now, and it's not like. How do I put this? It's more like he's more like a small town media company now, like or a county media area, like
he's like Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
That hits a little bit different now with all the allegations that came out.
Oh, god damn it does. But god damn it does.
It's cozy.
But
instead of cozy TV, it's float plane. Instead of
no. I got a better one for you. Return of the Frogs, yay. Alex Jones. But no, like, here's the thing.
That's what happened to Anthony.
There you go. But Alex,
sorry, offhand a joke. Sorry.
He's trying to. He's trying to. God damn it, that's funny. That's funny.
You started the shit. This is your.
Hey, I didn't start it with Anthony. I just said, "Hey, Anthony's trans." That's all I said. Fuck that shit. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But Linus Media Group is it's literally called Linus Media Group, I believe. And it's no longer like a YouTube channel. It is more than a YouTube channel, and they're trying to claim, hey, we're just a YouTube channel. It's like, no, you have a company that's valued, I believe they said, at $100 million now.
And yeah,
and he had the chance. He had the chance to sell it, and now I think he should have. And
it gets better too, because I remember there was some sort of controversy. I can't remember exactly what started it. What was the spark that sparked this up? But there was people going at Linus because they were bullying smaller creators out of space because the smaller creators.
I forgot about that. That did happen, didn't it?
Yeah, the smaller creators couldn't get a leg in because, Linus has the money to get anything he needs or he wants. He has the connections to get any kind of sponsor or things he wants.
There were rumors.
He has inline connections to get. Hey, that new card's coming out. We wanna do a review of it. But someone else that is trying to get into this or is just very small that doesn't have those connections, they have to go out and pay for their own money. They're behind the 8 ball and stuff like that. It was choking them out. And I remember one of his offhanded comments was, why should I have to bend a knee whenever you guys
Yeah.
can't do it?
Well,
And
there
it's
was
like
there was a
because
rumor going
I'm
around.
better at doing this.
No, it wasn't that he was better. He had a leg up. He was actually his company. What got him launched was the company he worked at before, and then he started his left
NCIX
channel. NCIX, yeah, and NCIX. But the thing was, here's the thing: there's a rumor going around that channels that had negative things to say about Linus, he was going to companies.
Thanks for coming by.
And this was a rumor. This was never proven to be real. And I remember this rumor. This was way back when. Not way that far back. I guess it was about 5 years ago,
way back
before the pandemic, that he was going around telling companies, "Hey, I won't work with you anymore, or I would prefer if you didn't work with these companies because they're not real tech companies. They're not real tech guys. They don't know what they're doing." There was some kind of rumor going around where he was just not playing the game fair before that, and I don't know if it was ever true. I don't know if it was ever proven true. I don't know if anyone even believed it. But the way things are going now, I'm starting to wonder because the way this personality came out this last time, I could personally see him doing that. But take it easy, Ivy. And I could see him personally having that. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he does. I'm not trying to defame the person at all. I'm just talking about a rumor that I remember hearing about back in the day. That he was like saying, "Hey, you shouldn't trust this person here. You shouldn't trust that person there." And some of these channels actually had quite a few followers at the time, but then fell off the face of the planet for no reason.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like Linus had to leg up because of NCIX, and it's as much as you want to say it's his own work and his whole part
with somebody else's money. Somebody else's money paying for it. Yeah.
Yeah. He even stated that's he's saying on a Rancho that's exactly how he got a leg up on the competition because he worked for an actual company. He was able to take samples home to test them, even though he wasn't supposed to.
No, he got to take samples home. He got to do stuff. He as the channel grew, the company noticed, and they were like, "Hey, we want to do this with you." And maybe we can sell more tech. It's what Newegg's doing now. And it's working for Newegg. Newegg's doing it way better. But NCIX was technically the first channel to do that, yeah.
And the more I notice it and the more I piece things together, Linus comes off more, and it makes sense if I look at it like this too. He comes off as a authoritarian communist.
No, he's a capitalist.
Yeah.
He is a capitalist.
Come on. No, he's a capitalist. But the way he runs things.
Bernie Sanders capitalist.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Yeah. Bernie, he's a Bernie Sanders communist capitalist.
Well, it's like this. He wants it done his way. He wants things to go this way. He wants people to do stuff his way. Even if it's not his company, he wants people to do things his way. Because there was a story that he told back in NCIX. Well, no, he told it on the Rancho, but it was back when he was at NCIX about having to do OMAs, and it was on like the piece of shit.
I saw that one.
Skull Valley CPUs, and he stated that he would try and beg and plead to get them to not buy it because they get more for the money for doing this, and he would try to sway the decisions, which at the end of the day, I have an issue with that. I mean, I commend him because, okay, yeah, he's trying to save the customer a couple bucks and stuff like that. But at the same time, that's not your fucking job. Your job is to take the fucking order and not give lip.
Like I said, and then I said, like, he hired the guy that ran the company into the ground. I mean, I would say he didn't necessarily run it into the ground. Amazon technically beat him out, but he tried. The guy was told.
The guy that Tech Quickie.
No, the guy who's the CEO was he was the CEO of NTX.
I thought he was CEO of AMD.
No, that's Lisa Su. No, He was the guy that they've hired as CEO right now was at one point the CEO of NCXTX before it flopped.
He didn't state that. Oh,
yes, he did. He did.
In that video,
in the introduction video of him, they did state that.
Well, in the apology video, he didn't say anything about NCX. He stated his time at AMD.
No, this was the introduction video to the new CEO.
Gotcha.
This was a while back.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, when he said he was hiring a CEO, but he said my old boss. And I was like, I questioned that because the boss didn't understand media and how to become more of a. Linus suggested to them, "Hey, we need to get onto the online or more do online stuff than we do retail, which is what they used to do." And they were like, "Nah, we're just stick with the retail business." And they had the company the distribution center, which was the main part of the company and all that. I can't remember, but basically, he wanted to set it up to where they had small stores where you could send the parts to, and people could pick up their parts at the stores, and it would be cheaper, and it would save them money and all this other stuff, rather than have individual stores or one big store or whatever. But basically what it came down to is Linus tried to suggest this. They said no, and that's around the time he decided to leave. And the CEO basically, God, there was a shit. Here was the thing. It was so bad. People couldn't get into the company to get their personal belongings. And then the company auctioned off. I don't know if it was the company or the government. But they basically auctioned off people's who worked there personal belongings to NCXTX, which is bullshit. You're not allowed to do that. You have to let them come in before you close the doors permanently to take their personal shit home. Instead, they sent everybody home at the end of the day and locked the doors until anybody else in. So a lot of people lost their personal shit and they were auctioning it off. And I thought, well, that's fucked up. How can you get away with that? Well, they never came back to get it. You never gave them a chance.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens there.
Let's shift gears here. I wanna let's give Matt Core a shield, and let's watch his video he did. I believe he did AI generated voice. It took Madison's voice, put in an AI generator, and it basically did the same thing I did with AI Mr. Medical. So
I've done that with a lot of people. So far, so
I only do it with medical and people who allow me to.
Yeah, so I didn't. I'll just say I didn't.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
I showed his PP on stream. He was fucking a game and it flopped out. Biggest stream will be his strike.
What's that? I actually oh yeah, I saw that. Oh my fucking god! He was suck this thing, and he was wearing pajamas, I think, and it popped out from the hole. I thought the man does got nothing to worry about, but I mean, as far as what he's packing, but at the same time, his show is not going to be packing well for a while. He might get. I think he's going to get permabanned for that one. It was obviously an accident,
unless he can hurry up and edit it.
No, it's like everybody knows about it. So like it's like even if you take that video off, like YouTube's gonna know. YouTube is gonna know. It was hilarious. I was watching that. I was like, I was watching through it was on Twitter, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I felt sorry for the man because he was like, you can see this look of just like horror as he sat down realizing what happened. It's like, oh, I'm fucking done. It's just that look of, oh shit, I saw that a couple hours ago. I laughed my ass off.
The first thing that comes up on my my YouTube when I type it in is Valkyrie accidentally saw iShow Speed's dick on Twitter.
I know Keemstar had it, so you could look there on Keemstar's channel.
Yeah. Oh God. Wow. Okay.
Anyways,
Michael, we're gonna watch your handy dandy masterpiece right here. So let's get started with this.
Working environment.
Oh.
And to stop the speculation and DMs I am receiving, I chose to quit my role at LTT because it and the working environment I was facing were ruining my mental health. The number of daily items the social media role at the time was expected to fill was incredibly high. I was expected to post 3 tweets, 2 Instagram posts, and 2 TikToks minimum per day. I was also expected to plan, film, edit, and post 2 float plane exclusives per week. This included wrangling people to be in them when they were also all struggling to get their work done. I was also expected to manage, plan, come up with, execute, get approval for, and schedule out all the sponsored content on socials, not including YouTube, all while being told not to complain because my job was the fun job. I cannot speak on what it's like now, but they have an entire team working on seemingly what I was expected to accomplish alone. I misspoke originally when I stated I had signed an NDA. I thought the employee handbook acted as one. I am not a lawyer. I never publicly made any statements regarding my time there because I feared even more backlash from a community that was already attacking, defaming, and sending me death threats. I also feared for my future in this career.
Okay, hang on. Okay, like I said, I understand the workload thing, and yeah, it sucks, and yeah, it's a problem. But yeah, you're gonna run into that with any company you work with. That's a ongoing thing, and that is not gonna change anytime soon. Unfortunately.
Before we move on, Madcore, look up Aiden Ross. He was trolled into, he was live streaming and he was trolled into seeing his sister naked on stream.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you could just see the like, oh my,
like that.
Like they were showing a bit. They said, "Oh, this is a video of someone streaming a game," and then like 4 seconds into the video, his sister pops up naked.
Wow.
And she's an OnlyFans girl.
That sounds like a bad anime hentai.
Yep. That's
exactly what that sounds like.
But you can just see his fucking face drop when he realizes what he's watching, and he's like, and he's just like he just gets up and walks away. He just gets up and he turns off the video and gets up and walks away.
Okay. All right. So with that, the NDA, okay. That you should have the contract. You should be able to look through it and see if there's anything pertaining to non-disclosure agreements. Even if you're not a lawyer, you can look in there and see if when you're not, it should be labeled in there. Yeah, it might have some legal jargon behind it, but still.
Here's the thing about Canada. This is Canada. This is Canadian law, so it's a little bit different than here.
Well,
so I don't know how their NDAs work there. The thing about working at the thing is a lot of, and it's bullshit because you're supposed to be. You can't have a lawyer present while you're signing for an NDA while you're signing a contract like that. And I always thought that was bullshit. You're supposed to be. Well, they try to make it. Hey, we can't give you a contract unless you're not allowed to read it. That's illegal.
Well,
that's supposed to be.
I mean, okay, in that case, that's not an LTT thing. That's just a Canada thing. Rogue, your country sucks. Anyways.
No, he knows that.
Yeah,
I don't know. They have no. The thing is, their law system works similar to ours in that case. You can have a lawyer read a contract before you sign it, and you should. Any contract, regardless. I should have had a lawyer read my fucking swearing. But here's the thing: technically, you could, but you're not allowed to take your contract home, so your lawyer has to be there with you when you sign it. Yeah. So it's bullshit.
Yeah. On this next part that she read, I never, about getting attacks, defaming, and sending death threats. It's like, look, and I recently had to do this with Captain Hook's last job. She ended up walking out of her job about 3 weeks ago. She's got a new one now. It's something she likes doing. It's at a graphic design company that she was able to manage to find in this area, which I was actually real surprised. But she started today and stuff like that. But we did the same thing, my post stuff, and she wasn't getting attacked or defamed or having death threats a lot better. But there was shady shit going on, and she documented it. And that's the thing. If you're getting death threats, or if you're getting attacked, or you're getting defamed, one, it's internet. It's on there forever. Two, it's not that hard to hit print screen and save the image, archive it on, on archive.net or
and it's verbal. It's not hard to take a pen and pad and write it down.
Well, even then, so in verbal, okay, and this is shit that's all right. Look, you can't be defamed at a job. I'm sorry. If an employee says that you suck at your job, well, that's not defaming. You probably suck at your job, or you probably fucked up, or maybe they're just jealous because you're better than they. You cannot get defamed at a fucking job, and that's what she's talking about. Verbally and stuff like that. The only thing I say is suck it up. I'm sorry. I can't take any further than that.
Here's the thing, Sparky. Tell that to Trump.
Yeah.
No. But in all honesty, no. I don't know. Here's the thing. When this came, I heard about this before when she got fired. When she left, I don't know if she got fired or left. But I heard about this before, and I was kind of like, "What the hell's going on?" And they never even said anything about her when she quit. So, she honestly, when I first saw her, I was like, "Oh, she'd probably be okay," but I thought she'd be better on her own. She should have been on her own.
Yeah, but like I said, at the same time, the way she makes it sound like too later on in this whole thread is it was the rabid fans, and it's like, well, one, you're not gonna be in voice chat with a fan online. I'm sorry, it's gotta be in a text-based basis or a video and stuff like that. It's not that hard to screenshot that or to copy the link or something like that. I want to see some evidence of this. I don't. There's been too many bullshit Me Too things. You got the Amber Heard stuff. This is how Gamergate fucking started. Shit like this right here. I cannot take this woman seriously with this, especially coming out right when this shit happened. I cannot take her fucking seriously.
Here's the thing. It came out earlier before. It's just resurfacing. I think somebody brought this up again. Well I don't know if she did or not.
Well,
and then she had to address it.
All right. Well, even then, there should be some evidence proof out there. And if she's out there trying to clear her good name, post that shit. And if you're not gonna post it, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That's the only thing I can say to that whole deal. Like I said, there's been too many Gamergate bullshit things, Amber Heard bullshit things, Me Too things. I don't take the shit seriously unless I can see some actual proof. Claims like this, I dismiss 100% as revenge tactic. That's the only thing I can see this as. No offense to her, but unfortunately, that's the standard we live in these days because of all the bullshit lies that's happened. Anyways, continue on with this.
Given that LTT is large and has industry connections, my time at this company brought my mental health to an all-time low. You could talk to anyone who was around me during my employment and they would confirm it. I would not have recommended anyone I knew to work there, especially with my experiences as a woman in the office. I was consistently belittled by certain members of upper management. My work was called dog shit. I was called incompetent. When I would reach out to managers and try.
I don't want to put myself in the spotlight here. I get told by my manager daily that my work's dog shit. And I'm one of the best mechanics in my shop. He's also razzing me. I wonder how much of that is razz. Hazing. Should it happen? No, it really shouldn't happen, but it happens. I can't take that seriously.
Try to get help with these situations, I would be told to put on my big girl pants and be more assertive. It doesn't matter if you think I am or am not stupid. This behavior is not appropriate.
No, It's just everyday life. I'm sorry.
Like I said,
if this person came into my job and made these allegations, they would get laughed the fuck out of the goddamn.
But okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna look at this from a different view. I'm gonna look at this from a professional view. You work as a mechanic, and there's a lot. And I was in the military. There's a lot of writing. I've worked a lot of jobs where there's writing. I've also worked professional jobs where you treat everybody with respect. You don't say these kind of things. If you do get fired. And Linus should be one of those companies as being a media group that he claims to be and as big as he claims to be. That should be the case here. At the same time, it's okay to rub people, but it's not okay to like curse at them and, and do that kind of stuff. There are appropriate actions and then there are inappropriate actions. So I don't, but again, here's the thing. I don't know if it's true or not. So it just depends. In her field, this would actually be a no-go. This would be a no-go.
It should be, but I can guarantee it's not.
Oh, I can guarantee it's probably not. But you're also working. Here's the thing: it's also YouTube. So and then you look at companies like not BioWare, fucking. Who made Diablo? God damn it! Why can't Blizzard? They really fucked up by not having that professional.
Let me
did just like Microsoft, you'd be fired.
Let me show you my I care. Hey, CEO of YouTube, you tyrant son of a bitch, you can suck my fucking cock. How's that? I don't care.
No, I know you don't, but I'm just saying there are certain areas where this is not appropriate. Now, just that being said, I have worked both of these kinds of fields, and I would have got if I had if I had done what she's accusing somebody of doing to her, I'd probably either be fired, demoted, or reprimanded, and then it would be over with, or there would be some sort of consequence. Now that being said, this is a YouTube channel.
That sounds like a real company to me.
No, they're like I said, there are companies I've worked lots of fields. It's okay. You could do this in public. You could do that in public at Walmart. You could, you could say any of that shit in front of your customers.
All right, look,
you would get fired.
Hey, time out. That is a different type of field.
No, okay? but I know. Sparky, that's what I tried to say. That's what I'm trying to say. It depends on the field. Mechanics are more than known for having very interesting verbal colorful.
I don't talk to drivers.
No,
I don't mess with drivers. The only ones I interact with are the people who
Sparky, that is your experience. That is your job experience.
Well, that is what she is doing in this. She's working with different people. It's not like this is being said out.
Oh, I know, but I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just trying to put out a different perspective.
I got you on that one. But
I'm not trying to argue. I know. I'm not
I know.
Let
me give you an example. A little bit of this, like call my what dog shit and incompetent. If you're doing the exact same walk as someone else, maybe someone else has this many videos, that many videos. Maybe they're doing maybe double the workload. And is that a lot? Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's not a lot. It's probably a lot. But that's what you get paid to do.
Now, as far as the workload goes, she was probably told. I'll be honest with you, she was probably told that. Now, if people were saying her shit was dog shit, I'd say, hey, this is not how it should have been phrased. Instead of, if this is dog shit, hey, this is not good enough, high enough quality for this company. You need to do better. Something along those lines. Hey, you need to work harder instead of the big girl panties. I'm just saying, yes, there's different talking. But at the same time, she's working with a lot of guys that are a YouTube company that probably do not have those standards. Therefore, you get what you get.
She's probably working with a bunch of former gamers that was used to playing fucking Call of Duty.
I don't know what her prayer is. She actually had no job experience before this. I don't think she was ready for it. This was a job she was not ready for.
No. I'm talking about
it by accident.
She is working with people.
Maybe.
And at LTT, probably former Call of Duty players, that probably is part of the fucking vocabulary. It's like, I know plenty of people who get offended with spout something like this out just from hearing the word fuck. And you know what? I say fuck all the fucking goddamn time. I probably offended a lot of goddamn people.
Like I said, I've worked in different fields where I've had to have different tool sets of vocabulary, we'll say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, she was ready for that. And here's the thing. Like I said, when she got, how she got the job? She actually thought she got it through a contest, but she thought she was applying for a job at LTT. But she won the contest, and when they found out, they put that in there, and everybody said, you should hire her. And Linus was like, you know what? Everybody likes her. We need some new, fresh talent. We'll hire her. And they did. And they went through a process, and she just wasn't cut out for it. That's fine. But at the same time, I don't think she was mentally prepared for what she probably thought. This is you. Her idea of YouTube was probably a lot less intense than what Linus and them amount do. So I just think she's young and she just wasn't ready. Maybe someday she will be, but I don't think she was ready at the time. And there's just a lot of pressure there.
Do you want to know what my impression of her is so far? A wannabe Zoicoin. She reminds me of a wannabe Zoicoin.
No, maybe she is. I don't know. But the impression I got from her when I saw her do her videos, she was trying her best. At least it looked like on the videos she did, and that she was,
I'm not watching
probably out of her league. On Linus when she was working for Linus.
I've not watched any of her stuff on Linus's,
and it was okay. She is, she comes out cute and fluffy, like a teddy bear, or maybe a just a likable person.
So that probably explains to be more assertive and probably
Sparky, you gotta understand, this girl's she's way fucking younger than me. She is closer to your age, as I think she's like 21 now. And when she was working for them, she started working. She was 18 or 19. She's not old. She is a young lady, unprepared for reality society.
Let me get the sippy cup out from the young person.
Exactly.
In the company.
She was not.
The sippy cup out for him.
She was fresh out of high school or college and was not prepared. She wasn't prepared. She started at a higher level than what she was prepared for. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this girl's perfect. I'm not trying to defend her. I'm just trying to give the benefit of the doubt. I don't think she was biting more than she could chew. I know. She said. I think she sounds whitey too, but I think she was expecting it to be a breeze job, and it wasn't. It wasn't what she thought it would be.
All right, let's continue on.
After enough complaints from me, I was pulled into a meeting. In that meeting, the writer's room was pointed to, and I was asked, do you think any of those people would have a hard time getting a job? I said no. Keep in mind, this was about a month into working there. I was then pointed to and asked, what about you? I was scared. I remember asking, are you going to fire me? I was laughed at and told to stop being so pessimistic, as if my job and ability hadn't just been vaguely threatened. I was then asked to agree to a verbal no drama.
Time out.
A no verbal drama contract?
Time out. All right, time out. Here's how I can see this fucking going. And like I said, this is not what happened probably, but this is just kind of from how she's pointing out, this is where I can look at. She probably made some sort of fucking vague threat of, I'm going to report your ass or something like that. Because she totally comes off the type that would.
Yeah, that does happen in the other question.
And the meeting was, if you think you're going to intimidate us, it's not going to work. And took that as, oh, I'm going to get fired. And it's like, it wasn't. Why the statement? You think any of these people couldn't get a job? Why? What led up to that? There's more to that. You be back? Okay, well, while he's coming back, I'll stop this right now, and there's got to be more to that statement right there, because why that just seems odd to me. There's more to that that's not being said in this whole.
I was
deal.
then pointed to and asked, "What about you?"
Yeah. Do you think any of these people would have a hard time getting a job? Why would you ask that? Why would you ask that of someone unless they were the ones trying to get someone fired? That just seems odd to me. That seems really out of place. Why would anyone use that as a sort of measure of trying to scare someone? If you want to scare tactic someone, is like, you really think you can get another job if you leave out of here? Something like that would make sense. But do you think any of these people would have a hard time getting a job? There's more to that story she's not telling. There has to be. You back?
All right, I'm back.
All
right,
right,
I'm back.
all right. Yeah, there has to be more to that statement. It's like, because that just seems
there
odd.
probably is.
Do you think any of these people will have a hard time getting a job? Why would you be pulled into a meeting room with the writing staff and then get asked that question unless you didn't implicate something first? If it was a threat towards you or anything like that, it's like, do you think you would have a hard time getting a job? If it was worded that way, okay, I would say, yeah, you got a point there, but worded like that, no.
To a meeting. In that meeting, the writer's room was pointed to, and I was asked, do you think any of those people would have a hard time getting a job? I said no. Keep in mind, this was about a month into working there. I was then pointed to and asked, what about you? I was scared. I remember asking, are you going to fire me? And I was laughed at and told to stop being so pessimistic, as if my job and ability hadn't just been vaguely threatened.
Now, here's the
But
thing.
your
Colton,
job
I'm
hadn't.
No. She hasn't been fired or anything. Here's the thing. Colton has been fired like 100 times. You know who Colton is? He's the fired, and you're not really fired, but guy that works there.
He's the one with the running meme that everyone does. Like, yeah, we had to fire Colton today.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And he has that happen to him all the goddamn time. So the threat of losing a job there at Linus Tech Tips is not real unless you really fuck up. Colton fucked up a lot, or was considered a fuck up, but he'd always fix the problem he fucked up. So just fix the problem you fucked up and keep going.
Yeah, and it's like, I was laughed at and told to be, stop being pessimistic, as if my job hadn't been verbally threatened. All right, so if we're going to believe that, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a fucking minute. And I'm not sitting here trying to defend LTT or anything like that. I just don't believe this fucking statement, because what was said and how it was said does not relate to her job being threatened. And then the next part.
I was then asked to agree to a verbal no drama contract. The verbal part is important. In this moment, I realized I was no longer considered part of the team.
Drama from what? Who was causing the drama? What was it? The other people starting drama with you, or was it you starting drama with them? And that's very key. Is like, no drama contract. Why? That doesn't make sense to me. There's more to the story that's not being told. There has to be.
I was now a threat because I was putting up a fuss when I believed I was being treated unfairly and inappropriately. This verbal agreement wasn't right. It was a behind-the-scenes warning with no record. A warning that came very shortly after I had come forward, stating I had been inappropriately grabbed multiple times in the office, amongst other issues.
Okay, here's the thing. When you say I've been inappropriately grabbed, put a little explanation in there. Don't just say I've been grabbed. How?
Did someone put their hand on your shoulder?
Did someone put your hand on your back? Did someone tap you on the shoulder? I mean, what is inappropriate? I mean, you got to explain this here. Don't just say, well, were they rubbing your back? Were they rubbing your thigh? Were they rubbing your ass? Were they grabbing your tits? What? I'm sorry. You have to be very specific on this. You just say inappropriate grabbing. Well, is that like, hey, touching someone's arm, touching someone's hand, tapping? Normal contact where you have to get somebody's attention where they may not be listening, especially there, because I do know they wear headphones constantly. It worked in order to hear and edit videos or read dialogue or to listen.
Tap on the shoulder. It's like, hey, you, stop what you're doing and listen to me real quick. And it's like,
what was the inappropriate touching? So I will agree with you here. That is sus. He's like, say people were grabbing my thigh. People were grabbing. It used to be.
If I remember right, in Canada, that their sexual harassment laws are very stringent, and all she had to do is just go and report it to the police.
Yeah, even if she had a contract that she could report it to the police. Then.
Even if it's a private company,
I believe so. So here's the thing. Depending, again, young, so I don't know, but at the same time, I had been like, here's the thing. Back in my day, if you knew if an allegation was true or false, I was inappropriately touched versus they would caress my thighs, my breast, and my ass. And then make comments about how they would like to get into that kind of stuff. And nowadays they're just like, oh, they touched me. How?
I was gonna say, let's ask the elephant in the room. Did they grab you by the pussy?
I mean, yeah.
And
Jesus fucking Christ, explain. I'm sorry, inappropriate touching does not explain what happened to you. I'm not trying to be like, oh, tell us what happened. Well,
I've heard people state, try to state, hey, this person inappropriately touched me whenever they just accidentally touched
bumped, or they might have bumped you. Did they bump up against you by accident? Because I've seen their hallways and fucking.
So I used to frequent the bar a lot, and I don't anymore. But no, I seen somebody, a girl there, dressed, trying to get the eyes on them, but they're the type of person to be like, stop staring me down, and it's like, well, stop wearing fucking dresses that you can see fucking nipples in then. But it's like, somebody put a drink down on the bar to get refilled, and she had her hands on the bar, and the guy touched her, just brushed up against her, and then she tried to make a big fucking deal about you improperly touched me and stuff like that. You're just trying to start a scene. And that's it's like,
I will agree with you. That's what this feels. You need to be more this specific. I'm sorry, it may be embarrassing, but people who generally just say I was inappropriately touched are generally lying.
Yeah,
and that's the case. Yeah, like how were you appropriately touched in personal areas? I'm sorry, there are better ways you could work. If you didn't want to go with full detail, you could at least address it in a more indirect way.
Yeah, and for all the people who might watch this later on or is watching this now and stuff like that and doesn't like the way I handle it, I don't handle this with kids' clubs. These are serious allegations, and whether or not, if you think LTT deserves it or not, unless I see some sort of fucking proof, I'm calling question into everything that's being said. I said the only reason why I went so hard on the whole Billet Labs thing is because there's actual proof out there that states this and points out to this that Linus cannot word his way around or reason around it. It is solidary facts. These are this girl coming out right after everything with this whole deal with allegations from a company she used to work at and sound like she didn't like there. And just sounds real opportunistic. So, yeah, no.
I'm going to agree with you there. It does sound a little opportunistic and a little disingenuous right now.
All right.
This part does.
Yes. Yeah, let's continue on.
I was barred from being in videos. So when you ask what happened, why wasn't she in more content? This is why. There is this perplexing fear that people...
Time out. Don't they have a probation period?
Well, she got to skip past the probation period, and they kind of regretted it because she wasn't ready. And honestly, she wasn't. She tried her best. I'm not going to say she didn't, but she was just not ready for it yet. And I think she needed more time. So they put her probably back on. They probably realized the mistake and put her on probation period and gave her time to adjust.
Yeah.
It sounds like she needed it.
Yeah, well, and like I said, I know for a fact because they've talked about this multiple times, especially in Newhouse, there's a probation period, and this has been a couple years now.
Oh no, I agree. They do have a promotion, and they do. It's like usually a 90-day probation period to 180, and she skipped past that.
And look at Dennis. I mean, the same thing happened in Dennis. He was in videos and out videos, and depending on how well he performed, and it also depended on other factors too.
Yeah,
and it's like I hear tell that she is in one of the most watched videos that's out there on YouTube. It's like, okay, was she the only one in it, or was there other people in it? And what was the topic about? And was it a hot button topic? So there's a lot of things in that. Is like, just because she was in a video that was the fifth most watched doesn't mean they came to watch the video just because of her. Because if that was the case, she wouldn't have just 93,000 followers on Twitter. She'd have a lot more if that was the genuine case. So yeah, I don't believe that one.
Like I said, she got to skip past the probation period. No one else has done that in a long time at LTT. They ever since she has been cited as another case. Why not to? They don't want another Madison. She was not ready. She had personality, but they didn't know how to use it, and she wasn't ready. Like I said, a lot of the problem with her, she wasn't mature or ready enough to be that. Everybody else there gets gated out before they're allowed on camera. There's been a couple people that have actually been put on camera by accident. They just blur them out. But a lot of them don't want to be in the social media. They just want to, have a job. She was one of the ones that wanted to be a social media star, I think, and wasn't ready for it. Still isn't. I've seen some of. I found out she has a Twitch stream. Doesn't look like she's quite ready for it, so she just does stream games. But at the same time, like I said, she is. I don't think she was ready for it, and they knew it, and they pulled her back. And then it turned out she just wasn't a right fit for the company, and that's why they do the 90-day probation, probation.
Well, I mean, let me tell you one on myself. Because, like, at my job, I'll do a lot of stuff at my job for, like, being foreman and running the shop and stuff like that. And I've done it. I know how to do it. The problem is they won't let me do it. Because they know for a fact I would tell a customer to go fuck themselves if they come off as a belligerent asshole. So I'm never got to be a foreman at the shop because that's the reason. But I can do it. I know how to do it. I just can't do it because I don't tolerate bullshit.
Exactly.
So,
but like I said, I don't think she was ready for it, and she's not. She wasn't capable of handling the workload. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she was, and that's what I kind of thought. I was like, after some time, she could grow and become better. But I think they threw her.
This is not. Look, and she's got to garner some sympathy, especially with this coming out. But the problem is once the holes start getting poked in the story, like I said, I'm always seeing a lot of holes here.
No, I'm starting to see it too. But
yeah, if she doesn't bring out some sort of proof, or worse yet, and that fucking third-party investigation pulls up Bumpkus, she's gonna go down the toilet online.
Oh no, she is. She's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, she'll have a better chance pooping on a bed and complaining her dog stepped on a bee.
That's something along those lines.
And then trying out for the woman in Aquaman 3. But yeah. All right, continue on.
People will leave LTT and start their own thing if given a platform. So if that platform could threaten negative things coming out about your company or you'd probably want to squash it too. In my experience, there is a belief that everything you accomplish, no matter how much it is created by your own effort, is actually due to Linus giving you a platform. This was what I was told when I moved from Arizona to Vancouver to take this job. After it was publicly announced by Linus that he was hiring me without my knowledge or consent to that situation, and also before I was even offered the job or shown the salary.
That's not how that works.
What the hell is she talking about? That makes no sense, what she's explaining.
Vancouver to take this job.
I gotta listen to that again. That makes no sense.
Actually, due to Linus giving you a platform. This was what I was told when I moved from... In my experience, there is a belief that everything you accomplish, no matter how much it is created by your own effort, is actually due to Linus giving you a platform.
That's true.
Yeah, he technically did.
He gave you a platform. How big were you before? How big were you before you joined up with Linus Tech Tips?
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't agree with that. At the same time, I see why he does. If they get their own revenue from a platform that they work offside of work, I don't see Linus having to give them money, anything to do with that. I really don't.
Well, that statement in itself, I mean, it's 100% true, because, I mean, yeah, you can work and stuff like that and try to be a streamer and stuff like that, and you're probably gonna pull in. I mean, it just depends on how. Getting big online depends on 3 major variables, and I'm distilling this down as simply as I can. The first variable is you go viral. You hit something big and you go viral, and you get big. The second one is arduous walking, and you just try and grasp and climb your way up. Or the third one is you get bumped up by another creator. And I'm sorry, if you're working for Linus Tech Tips, which is a 15 million sub YouTube channel, and you're working for them, and your name is out there, and you're doing videos for them, you're given a platform, regardless of not if it's for Linus Tech Tips, the company, anything like that. Same thing, like I'll use Maccore as an example. Maccore has 6,000 subs. I've got almost 700. Almost 700 subs. And if I go on Maccore's show and talk about stuff and stuff like that, we could be talking about the exact same thing. I could be talking about it's true, because it happened to me. We were doing the whole Divinity Said got copyright struck by Fair and Balance. I was talking about it. Maccore was talking about it. Everyone else was talking about it. But there was a sudden increase in my viewership and subscribers to my channel once I got onto Maccore's show and started talking about it with Maccore. I got a bump from that. That is factual.
But are you going to give him your money for doing that? If you got any revenue from YouTube, would you give him the money for that?
I'm not going to take anything said outside unless it's staying in this right now.
No. I do know for a fact that a lot of their employees do. They do have to play. Like,
I'm going on the allegations that are being leveled right now by her at the moment. If she does not put that down, I don't care.
This was what I was told when I moved from Arizona to Vancouver to take this job. After it was publicly announced by Linus that he was hiring me without my knowledge or consent to that situation, and also before I was even offered the job or shown.
Before hiring you without your knowledge or your consent, which, okay, he wanted to hire you and stuff like that. That seems like the same bullshit line of my parents didn't have my consent before I was conceived. That's what that line sounds like to me. That is stupid.
On the salary. I agreed and signed the employment contract. I had asked and been told.
You agreed, so you probably didn't have that big of an issue with it. So why bring up the consent thing?
during my interviews that I would be allowed to monetize my YouTube channel and be allowed to join Floatplane in exchange for shutting down my Patreon. Once I moved, I was presented with an entirely new contract/handbook that I was not told existed. It detailed that I was given incorrect information and would actually have to make changes to my plans if I wanted to continue being employed at LTT. This was
Then you don't take the job.
Then you leave. You quit.
That's entirely your fault fucking situation.
Yeah, say when that happens, you quit. You quit.
That's on
if you're given a different book, say, hey, this was the book I was given first. This is it. I want my contract ripped up now. Bye. I'm sorry. This is not how you do business. And then if they fucking give you trouble about it, that you're not,
and then you blast them.
Contract, then you take them fucking to court.
Yeah.
And Linus would have given up real quick. He doesn't want to go to court. These guys.
You blast them then. You blast them then when that happened. You have been in a better situation if you did that back then when this happened than now.
Again, I'm going to put that on Young. I did the same thing at her age, but you live, you learn. So, that's a lot of people make that mistake. A lot of people make that mistake.
No. What it sounds like to me is she didn't care.
She probably didn't.
She got the job. How? She entered into a contest at Linus Tech Tips, right?
For a computer, and then
for a computer.
But she thought she was going for a job, and then they were like, it was for a job interview. Somehow, she wasn't very bright. I will put that out there. She was not very bright when she came up with this. But at the same time, I feel like this. She was not ready for the job.
But one, that tells me she was a fan.
Oh yeah, she was.
2, she was doing stuff online. She was, she was streaming or stuff like that back then. And I guarantee she saw the fucking stars. That's exactly what fucking happened.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not saying that didn't happen.
Consequences be damned. She saw the stars. I'm gonna go for this. I can get big doing. That's exactly what it was. I cannot feel sorry for her, especially if this is true and she signed a contract and then moved up there and was presented with another contract. That's where it might hurt on the pocketbook. You just get another fucking plane ticket. You turn around and you go back home and you continue doing what you're doing beforehand. For the fact that you didn't do that, that's 100% on you. All right, continue on.
After I had moved entire countries and given up my visa status, I couldn't just go back. Some corrections were.
You gave up visa status.
I don't understand that one. I think she was from America originally. I don't know.
But you don't have to give up visa status to move or live in Canada. You're an American no matter what. You can live in another fucking country. It doesn't matter. You're still an American citizen. Visa status has nothing.
No, I think she had a college student visa and then changed it to a work visa. So she could work in Canada. Because I don't know if you can work with a student visa. I'm not sure.
Well, again, this is where you need to be a little bit more clear.
Like I said, I think that's what happened. She said she was going to college in Canada. I can't remember, but she was Canadian going to school in America. But it was one of those two things she had to give up.
Well, she was living in Arizona.
Okay, sure, she was living. So she was an American citizen. She was
an American citizen. The way it makes it sound, you had to give up your fucking citizenship in America to go walk up and fucking the fuck are you talking about?
She is definitely not being very clear.
She is being very bimbo right now.
That is true. I will give you that.
She's being very dumb. Okay.
Were made as apologies for the miscommunication, but I was still upset. I later went to Linus about this and stated that the effort to remediate the situation wasn't sitting right with me. He told me perhaps I should change my priorities. He was in this instance referring to the fact my brother had suddenly passed away not even a week before I moved for this job, and that perhaps I should just ignore that I
Okay,
had
pause that for a
misled
second.
because that was more important.
Pause that for a second. So, okay, a week before she took, now she just mentioned this because I don't remember hearing her say this before. Her brother had just passed a week ago, and she's. So that sounds like he's trying to give you advice. Maybe you're not ready for this yet. Because your brother just passed away, and plus, this is the first we've heard of that. So,
okay, yeah, because that's where it's like perhaps I should change my priorities. Okay, so again, you're being very vague, you're being very deceptive here, and not stating out the entire fucking story here. It's like, is he what's he referring to? And because the way it seems like you're trying to phrase this is, maybe you should forget about your brother and everything and just focus on what you're doing here. I think he's trying to convey. But I think what's probably meant was, are you sure you want to do this? Maybe you're not cut out for doing this just yet.
Maybe because with what's happened with your brother a week ago, you should maybe step back and rethink this. Maybe that's what he was trying to tell her, and she took it the wrong way. Like I said, again, she's young, and she doesn't seem like she's very knowledgeable.
She's young and very, very, very on the lacking of brain cells.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. She's very stupid. I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to understand now. The more she explains this, the more I'm starting to understand why she doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah, this is a walking train wreck.
This was a problem, and I think they saw that within the first month, and that's why she went on probation again. Or went on probation for the first time. It should have been there. I don't think she was ready.
Yeah, I just no.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. All right, let's continue on.
I cannot tell you how upset I felt in this moment. The opportunities LTT presented to me were nothing in comparison to the day-to-day issues I faced.
Wait a minute, what?
The opportunities LTT presented to me were nothing in comparison day-to-day issues I faced.
So is she saying like it wasn't worth it? The day-to-day issues she was facing wasn't worth what they were. Then why did you stay? Then why did you not leave? I mean, if you saw that there were immediately that in the first month that the opportunities weren't there and you had more issues because of that than working there, I don't think you should have stayed. I think you should have left right away. Why did you stay?
Again, why did you continue? Again, a lot of stuff. All right, so from the word go, so she's told a little bit about what happened. You know, she's all right. So she's story crafting right now. She's story crafting right now, just from the way it's being presented, because she tells the middle portion first of how bad it was, and then tells how she got to that point, and then probably is going to finish out at the end with everything that happened. Because the first part is a punch to go, oh, was me, feel sorry for me. And then look, everything leading up to this was so bad. Instead of starting with it, because if she had started with it, it's like, why in the fuck did you take the job to begin with then?
I'm going to stop us here. Do you think it's the AI that is helping with this, understand this better, or do you think it's making this?
I think it's actually being told. Reading
it feels like it's being more told by her story, rather than just reading it, and you have to kind of comprehend it yourself. You think the words, the actual verbal out,
I think Madcore did a really good thing here, because it's actually, I think it's putting out there a lot more emphasis.
I mean, but the thing is it because of her? Well, because it is a monotone, more of a monotone speaking voice, so it is neutral.
Well, even so then, just I feel like if you're reading this, it'd still be the same thing.
Yeah,
I think it's the difference between reading to yourself and reading it aloud and listening to somebody read it. I think that's the difference.
Okay, that's probably.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on.
Opportunities LTT presented to me were nothing in comparison to the day-to-day issues I faced. It did not matter if I spoke to someone with evidence of an abuse of power or inappropriate workplace behavior. It was considered tattletaling. I was actually called a tattletale. I was told I was bossy when I was trying to be assertive, like I was asked to do. I was told I was arguing when I was trying to discuss my point of view. I was told
Assertive
calm my
does.
tits, Les. Stop being such a bitch. And other comments to similar effects.
You know,
Okay, at least she explained that.
I can actually agree with the bitch part.
Here's the thing: when she actually explains what was said to her, I kind of believe that might have been what happened, because she went into more detail versus I was inappropriately touched to. This is what they literally said to me. That is probably something that might have happened, and I will give her the benefit of the doubt because she actually explained it instead of I was inappropriate to talk to. When someone says shit like that, I tend not to believe, but when they word out what people say to them, that actually sounds more believable. So I'll give her that on that case. But at the same time, I kind of wonder if she deserved it or not, because it sounds like she tried to be bossy where she didn't need to be bossy, and
that could explain the whole no drama thing, because
she, like I said, she's young. She doesn't know how to. You have to start at a low level. She got pushed into a high level
because this is like hop skipping around, because first it was like things that happened within a month that you were there, and then you explain, okay, this is how I came to be here, to all of a sudden, as soon as explaining, oh, well, maybe this isn't the thing
it's jumbled.
for
It's
you when
jumbled.
you first get there, to now you're being called a bitch and bossy and arguing with people. Is this after you got there, or is this a month to 2 months after you've been there? Because you're not telling a cohesive fucking story now.
Yeah, it's very jumbled. It's a very jumbled story. I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm not saying I do believe her.
I don't fucking believe her for a minute.
It's questionable. I do question it quite a bit.
Oh, so far right now, all Fandas has done.
I'm trying to be nice. Let me be nice. Goddammit, I'm old.
Yeah.
She's young. I'm old. I try to be nice to the younger people.
You know,
it never does any good.
That's not a good thing to say right now.
I don't mean that way, you fucking pervert.
Okay, just.
I'm married. God damn it! I don't need that shit. I'm just trying to be I'm trying to be the voice of reason, and I'm having a hard time doing it enough as it is.
Yeah, well, this is why I don't try to be the fucking voice of reason.
I know, but someone has to be on your show, or we're gonna get fucking pulled into court.
You know, okay,
you keep playing this. I've been reading this.
There were numerous instances of misinformation being given to me purposefully to negatively impact my work. I only know this because coworkers would tell me they overheard the actual information I should have been given. It felt like a horrible teenage drama movie. Work from home was a whole issue. If you took 3 minutes to answer a personal email, you could get in trouble. Happened to me. There is a system of micromanaging and a level of distrust because the amount of content they have to push out daily is so insane, no one gets a break. I remember getting told off for taking my sick days, as in the days you're entitled to. This no days off grind set culminated in the real moment I realized I had to leave. I purposefully cut my leg open.
You know, Canada does have labor laws that are very more strict than what America is. And why aren't you fucking talking to a lawyer? Why are you jumping on the fucking hype train for something public and not just going and talking to a lawyer? This seems like cloud chasing.
Go ahead.
So badly, I would have to go to the ER to get it stapled back together. It was genuinely the only way in my mind to take a day off without being harassed for a reason why.
So how many? All right, so you cut your leg open to take a sick day to get off work, and you make it sound like you've done this multiple times. Oops, no, my leg's gashed open. I got to take off work. It's got to get stapled. And then 3 days later, oh, no, my leg's gashed open. That doesn't make sense. What?
The staples popped out, maybe? I don't know.
You had COVID. There you go. Easy. Because Linus is very anal retentive about that fucking COVID bullshit.
No, he was. He was so anal. I was actually kind of getting tired of his shit for a little bit.
And it's easy enough to fake a fucking COVID test. There you go.
I had spoken to managers about how I was struggling.
Stupid.
And how the workload was too much for one person. But I was belittled and told, you just have bad time management skills. There are so many instances that led up to that moment. Some of them I have replayed over and over, asking myself, What did I do wrong? How could I have changed the situation? But I don't think I could have.
Yeah, by not taking the job. You had fucking signs given to you.
You had points where you could literally get out of your contract and leave and have no problems.
I can't believe I'm gonna be using a fucking Tonka Saw reference, but why do you do this to you?
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. She kind of did to herself, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
Why do you do this to you? You should not take a fucking job.
Nah, again, young, stupid, shouldn't have done the job in the first place. There were plenty of flags. Linus didn't even really want her to get. He kind of got this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Linus kind of got her pushed on you because the fans were like, "Hey, we want to see more of this girl." Well, go watch her. You know, if you guys really, I think he was like, "Oh fuck, the fans want to see her. I have to give in." He didn't really have to, but he did. He honestly, this is a lot of Linus's fault too. Not gonna lie, a lot of this is Linus's fault just for hiring her. She shouldn't have been hired.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
I was not treated fairly, and in the moment, I couldn't even see that because I was told I was the problem by people I had looked up to for years. I had coworkers come to me saying,
"Wait a minute, you've only worked there for a month."
No. From people she's pretty much telling on herself that she was a fan for years. She looked up to the people at LTT. So yes, it was starstruck moment.
Starstruck, and then she met the reality of those people. I could have told you those of
never
them
meet your heroes. Never meet your.
You will always be disappointed by your heroes in reality. If anything proves that to us, it's called The Boys.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
I didn't like how you were treated. Glad you got out. And only then did I realize it wasn't me. I haven't shared any of this besides with my closest friends and family because I couldn't, at the time, take any more hits to mental health. I couldn't deal with how small and worthless the job had made me feel, all to push out some mediocre.
Didn't she post some of this stuff online?
Yeah, she did, actually, after she left.
So
and she got in a little bit of trouble.
Unfortunately, you're seeking clout here.
I was like,
shit posts. I'm still scared shitless of what the response will be since I am a woman and have already been called dramatic. I'm not stating what.
And I've been called an asshole, dramatic, a motherfucker. I've been called a lot of things in my life. Get over it. You're going to get called a lot of bad things in life. Words do not. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
No. There's the Me Too drop. Because I'm a woman.
Nope, and that's what I mean. Yeah, the thing is, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Except for unless you're a woman. Unless you're a woman and it's the end of your life, apparently. So
I tell you right now, I can watch the rest of this, and she can probably put proof up on the screen, and I'm probably not going to believe a fucking word of it.
Let's just stop watching it then, because at this point, I'm kind of burned out.
At this point, I'm done. You know, I had the feeling of this, and I've not read any of her statements thus far. I just heard little snippets of what people have said, and it's like, that sounds like this. And the more I'm listening to this, it's like, I was wrong. It's to the far extreme end of this. It's like, I don't need to watch anymore.
Here's the thing. I feel like a lot of what was said to her, she took the wrong way because, again, she's young and she doesn't understand. A lot of this generation does not have direct communication skills with in-person communication skills these days. I've noticed that. If you talk to these kids in person, they won't look you in the eye. They will not talk with you with their head up and confidence. They talk with, when you're in person with these younger kids that were raised on social media, I mean, I was kind of in the in-between crowd. And you were kind of not really raised on social media, but more knowledgeable of it, I would have to say, than I was, because you grew up with it to a point.
I've had to smack the phone out of my fucking nephew's hand because I was trying to talk to him and do something because we were down at the farm at my step family's, and I was doing something with a tractor. I needed help, and they were supposed to be there helping me, and they weren't listening, pay attention because they had that fucking Head down
So-
that goddamn phone, not doing anything. I
But
had
even when
smacked
they
the
don't,
phone at that.
but even if they don't have their phone on them, and they're not. When you try to talk to them, they want to look away. They want to be somewhere. They don't want to be talking to you personally. They don't want to look into your eyes. They don't want to talk to you directly. They don't want to see. They don't want to have any kind of eye contact with you at all. They don't know how to deal with it, and that is she's from an even younger group than both of us, and she doesn't understand. These people don't have very good interpersonality communication skills.
Yeah, and for anyone who wants to finish that, the link's in chat.
And she shows a lot of signs of that she doesn't understand how to interact with people in person. She has a lot of that.
Look,
that's
in a day, and there's nothing that's gotta be coming out that's gotta change my mind.
No. I think that actually might be bullshit.
Unless she comes out with actual fucking proof of this stuff, like she has pictures in the doctor's notes of back when she was working at LTT and she got the gash on her fucking leg that she made herself. And I mean, anything that actually comes out as actual proof and evidence of shit that's happened. It's like I don't trust her either. I don't know what it is. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, but after reading that and it sounds like before she got pulled into that meeting in the writer's room, and I don't want to say it's ambush. I want to say she probably knew what was going on, and look, and I really don't know what laws in Canada are about voice recording and stuff like that. But I've done that plenty of times, especially whenever I got to go in the office and talk to my bosses and stuff like that about either something that's happened on a truck or something that's happened with another mechanic and anything like that. I've got my phone on fucking record to record that fucking conversation.
Like I said, oh yeah, you should always do that. I know here in Ohio, I'm very lucky. We have single party consent. I don't know if they have single party consent in Canada, but we do here in most of the places in America. I know in California you don't. In certain cases you do in California, but
yeah. And for note too, for anyone who wants to go, oh my god, that's bad or sketchy or whatever like that. It's not like I'm gonna be going out there and blasting that stuff publicly. Like that.
Hey,
that's a case of like a lawsuit happens or something major happens or is like need some sort of proof.
I've had to record my doctors in the VA in order to make sure they don't. Because I've had doctors that have tried to misrepresent my medical concerns on paper. So I started recording them and got them caught, and they got in a lot of trouble for that shit. So, no, yeah. I would most if you get called into an office, you pull your phone out, turn on record, and put it in your pocket or in a loose pocket, preferably a loose jacket that has thin layers, and have that fucker on.
Yeah, there's when it comes to something like that, it's not like I'm trying to catch someone a lie or stupid online drama bullshit. I mean, no,
you're trying to protect yourself.
You're trying to protect yourself in a fucking job setting and stuff like that, and that's I can understand that one. And even if it's like it's not like they pat you down. It's not like okay, maybe I can say okay, put your phone on the desk and stuff like that. But by the time you get to that point, you already know the fucking rules and stuff like that. And, buy a fucking pocket recorder and stuff like that. There you go. Now you got your proof. Now you got okay. Yes, this is exactly what happened. Unless that's just gonna destroy everything that you just said. But I mean, besides from that, I mean. I
don't feel like she was.
This is
towards the middle.
Yeah, and this is the reason why I don't want to focus on the Madison deal. Does it sound bad?
Yeah.
Yes, it sounds bad. It sounds too coincidental, and it sounds too conspicuous for me. It just sounds like somebody running on a hype train to dog an employer that she feels like that she was drawn by. It's just, it feels like a revenge thing against a former employer. And you know what? This day and age, I can see it. I see people do it all the fucking time.
Yeah, well, I'm against Linus on what he actually did, and we actually have knowledge of his wrongdoing of doing
the stuff
the
stuff we have actual the stuff we actually have knowledge of that he did one doing.
I do not condone what he did on there. I do not condone. As far as the Madison stuff, that is very questionable. That I don't think that he is or anybody there is guilty of anything. If they are, it's very minor. From the sounds of it, and I don't think it's illegal what they did. So I think this is, yeah, you're right. It's probably opportunistic. But you never know. So I'm gonna let it stand there on that. I don't necessarily believe it. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I don't think Sparky is. But yeah, we'll just pass up on that.
That's our opinion for right now. That's the best way. We're not putting this out as fact, anything like that. Just from
it sounds very sus. It just sounds very sus to us. Sounds very sus to me. So
yeah, I can't, especially with the shit that's been going on with Amber Heard and
all the other shit. Oh god, yeah.
I've been rewatching all the old medical videos about Gamergate just to rewatch them and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there going, I forgot a lot of shit. It's like, oh my god. And like I said, this has kind of striking similarities to it. And I mean, at this point in day and age, it's a fucking formula now. Gamergate is not a one-off thing. Gamergate is a fucking formula that anyone can fucking use to store shit up. Unfortunately.
No, they can. But, yeah, the Billet Lab stuff, I'm not shocked at. Linus has had many of other bad takes.
And to any of Linus's fans that might be watching and stuff like that right now, and like I said, please know I was a fan of Linus. Not anymore. But to anyone who is a fan that comes in and watches this and they want to go, well, Billet Labs doesn't care. They don't want the block back and stuff like that. No, they just got tired of waiting for it. They wrote it off, and they're in the midst of trying to build another one that's costing them thousands of fucking dollars to do because they were incompetent. It's not for the fact that they're okay with it and stuff like that. The thing is, they're doing the opposite of what Madison here was trying to do. They don't want to propagate it. They don't want to spread it. They want it to stop. And I can sympathize with them on it. They don't want to drag Linus. They just want to take their product. They want the limelight, the bad limelight that this is causing off of them, because now they're going to be looked at. And I can see the point of view and what they're probably looking at. They're probably looking at, oh, yeah, the fact, I'm not going to be able to get this thing reviewed by anyone else because they're going to be in fear of getting called out like this if it doesn't turn out good. And that's a real fucking possibility.
No, and I can see some of the ethical standpoints and the analytics on this. But to add on to your point, they did put out a statement today that Linus said he could get the block back, and all that, and that it would be okay. They may not have to pay them. Here's the thing, Billet Labs. No, let me finish. Billet Labs turned them down, stating about a few reasons. One, they need a prototype now. They can't, they don't know if it's damaged. They don't know if it's missing parts. They don't know if stuff's missing. They don't know if it's going to be turned in working condition. They don't know if it will be returned in a timely manner, because Linus has proved that he can't return things in a timely manner. And they've had almost, I think it was 3 weeks to return that thing, and they didn't return it. So there were quite a number of reasons why they turned it down. They said they'd rather just have the cash for it. They have already got the block in process. They want the money so they can the next prototype. There's a lot of issues.
Yeah, if it was the fact of they they haven't chunked out any kind of change for a new block right now. They probably been like, yeah, we'll take the old one back. But it sounds like they've already spent a couple $1,000 to get things processed to make a new
No, they
block.
said they would. They said they would rather have the money simply because of the fact they're not sure if that prototype even works anymore, or if they'll get it back in a timely manner for other people to review.
Well, I thought they also stated that they also had it in the works.
Yeah, they already have it in the works. They had to. They didn't know if they were going to get the block back, so they're already out a couple $1,000s because of that. So they were probably going to make another prototype anyways, to be honest. But to give them the benefit of the doubt, they probably weren't planning on doing it this soon.
Yeah, and I've heard conflicting reports too, because I've heard multiple things as it's going on. For people are reading through on the forums and stuff. And again, this is a big issue. None of the fucking information is one fucking place. It's like scattered throughout 5 different forums, and it's the most bullshit thing ever. Because it got sold. We don't have it. Oh, we can find it. Oh, actually, we have it still. It hasn't been sent out yet. Because the last thing I heard was it hadn't even been shipped out yet. They were able to find it
before it shipped out to the.
Yeah,
I heard about that too recently. The thing is, they're not even sure. The thing is, it's been 3 days, and they had or a while, and they had to get that prototype back. So even if they do, I didn't even hear about that part until you told me that they found it and haven't shipped it yet, which is good because
that's one of the things. And I said this.
But are all the parts there?
There's been a lot of fucking conflicting statements. Oh, who knows? Then they fucking bend the fucking.
I mean, the way
trying to mount it to the fucking 4090.
Yeah, that could have actually damaged it or bent it, for all we know.
Because if I remember right, and it's very stupid. It's very stupid on fucking Linus's part, and Linus should have fucking known this too. Because if I remember right, and I was looking at this back when I was trying to build my computer back 6 years ago, and I know cards are a lot different nowadays and stuff like that, and they're probably a lot more uniform and all that the good shit. But usually water blocks, when you buy a water block,
with water balance tolerance,
they're not. It's like you can't use the same water block. I mean, you can have 5, say 1080s from different manufacturers, and they're different.
No, that's from 5 different. The thing is, the tolerances are different. The components are different. The placement is sometimes a little different.
Yeah,
there are things that are slightly different. So there are specific water blocks made for specific brands. Some brands have the same pattern or same layout. Yes, but most of the time they don't, and you're going to have like different types of capacitors on there, maybe that have to be different. So yes, when he used the 4090. It wasn't the fact that it was a 4090. It's that the tolerances are so different from spaces in between.
It's
when
a
you
different
put
series.
It may not have the same connection to the CPU or other components that it's supposed to touch. It might not even be touching those components that's necessary for it to be heading on to cool down.
Yeah,
which causes heat issues. So when he said, "We'll just use a 4090," I was really pissed. I mean, he should know better. He should know better.
And if it was one of those and he came out and he actually stated this, it's like, he stated that it was designed for this card, but we're gonna try a 4090. And you want to try as an experiment? Yeah, well, it doesn't look like it works on a 4090 and stuff like that. So I mean, okay, so you can't use it on this card because whatever.
Yeah, there was a real.
If it was just testing, if it's just to see if it's possible, fine. I understand that. But then to turn around and say, no, it's not even worth anything, don't even buy it. No.
There were some real ethical issues that he just leaped over those motherfucking ethics. Like, I'm just gonna say fuck you to this. I don't like it because I'm pissed off. Honestly, it looked like he was having a really fucking pissy day. And he just took it out on the product. That's how I looked at it when I first was like, you're in a bad mood and you're taking it out on a review. That's not your job. That is not how your job works. You have to do better.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're going to see a lot more issues come from him. Well, it wasn't just this video. There were other videos that they were. It wasn't just him.
It's like doing a review. on a video game.
Well, you know about the mouse, right?
Yeah, I don't care about the mouse. Yeah, I know it was disingenuous and stuff like that. And yeah, they gave it a bad review. The mouse. All right, so look, here's the mouse thing. It's the same standards, the same practices applied to the mouse as it does to water block.
They've done this before. Like, okay, and I actually understand why they did this because they didn't care. Bitcoin mining, when it was a big thing, when coin mining, was a thing.
Yeah.
They did a rig, but they did such a shit job of a mismatch crap show that they misrepresented it very poorly.
Yeah, it's like to tell people, yeah, don't do this to try to get rid of it.
But here's the thing: I was already against bit mining back in the day.
Yeah.
But they were basically saying, it's not worth it. It's not efficient enough. And I was like, that's because your rig was shit. But at the same time, I don't trust it because it's a That's a better reason. So
yeah,
but by presenting it that way, a lot of people say, no, you're just an idiot. You don't know what you're doing, instead of saying, hey, it's a scam. I've always thought that mining was a scam. Yes, people have made money off it. But how many of you who are watching this video have actually made money? Oh, I got tons of money on it. No, you don't. You got coin that you can't sell or don't know how to sell. Because if you did, you'd be rich.
I've never once mined one single bit of Bitcoin.
I had Brave. That was about it. That was the closest I got to it on the Brave thing.
The only thing intellectual I've done with any GPU is make AI Mr. Medica. That's about it, and that's recent.
Anything else? Games and stuff and videos.
Well, I mean, besides using it for its actual purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, its actual purpose is to play video games and to put a display on your monitors. That's what the graphics card's actual purpose is. Sitting there and telling it to calculate different box to an AI voice is not what it's designed for. It can do it, but it's not its intended purpose. And that's the only time I've ever used my card for anything besides video editing, games, or just to put a display on my monitor. But at the same time, Linus's whole deal about that card was it's like this: playing a game, and actually, perfect game, Elden Ring, the whole quantum TV bullshit. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this sounds like to me too. It's like Quantum played the game. He bitched because there was an easy mode and he couldn't get past level 2, 3, or 4. I don't remember what level he couldn't get past. But because it was so hard and he wasn't enjoying it because he was getting his ass beat because he couldn't get good, it's like, don't buy the game. And the game's worthless and stuff like that. He didn't give it a fair shake. And if it was just one of those deals of he didn't like the game, fine, whatever, okay. If I play a game and I don't like it, I'm going to say, yeah, I don't like the game and I'm not going to play anymore after this. If you like it, cool, whatever. You guys can go ahead and play it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, no, you do not need to do this. I don't do that. I don't believe in doing that shit. I hate when people do that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're going to do that shit, don't fucking do it. And it just sounds like, somebody jumping on a hate train or trying to make a hate train for something that probably doesn't need it. And like I said, it could come out that, Billet Labs,
it's a piece of shit. Yeah, I can know, but
it could come out as a piece of shit. It could come out as the worthless. It's like the only value that thing can have is a paperweight. It could come out there and it's gonna. I'll be like, okay, and that's if it's
But this is here's the thing. Billet Labs is my problem is not that they did this just to Billet Labs. They've done this to multiple. They've been doing this to a lot, and it's becoming an issue to the point to where it's affecting their work and what we see. And there is a lot of loss of trust. It is not so much fact of one issue; it is many, and there's a loss of trust there. And people make mistakes. I get that, but these are not mistakes of, okay, something was written wrong, something was done wrong, something was calculated wrong. No, this was almost an intentional fuck up at this point, an intentional mistake, and they knew, and it was because he even admitted, it was designed for a 3090 Ti, but all we got is a 4090, so that's what we're going to use. That is literally an intentional fuck up at that point, stating that fact. Yeah, we know it's not meant for this, but we're going to use it for this because they're basically the same thing, and they're not. And honestly, I agree with you. This was an intentional fuck up on Linus's part in some ways, and he knew it. And it wasn't like it was It almost feels like it might have been pre-planned at this point, but who knows? Could be wrong. But
oh wow! So I'm seeing a screenshot here of somebody. Yeah, I don't know what stream this is, but it's a stream and Louis Rossman was in it. He's like, "Can you fix Linus? Not sure if it's a hardware or software issue, but it seems to have broken a while ago." Louis Rossman, can't fix narcissistic or personality disorder. I fix MacBooks and MacBook accessories.
Yeah, everybody's kind of. Here's the thing: Louis has done a video with him once and never again.
He's what? He was at LTX. He got name dropped to LTX on one of the RAN shows of being there. So
he was there. I didn't hear that he was going there.
Yeah, no. At the beginning of the RAN show, Linus was calling people out, and they said something about right to repair, and Louis Rossman's here right now and stuff like that.
I question that because he's had a problem with Linus for a little bit now. He hasn't said anything personally, but I don't know.
All right, so Louis is an interesting fellow. Louis actually was being talked about on the Kiwi forums recently, and Josh ended up showcasing this, and this happened live on one of Mad Internet's shows. But he started talking about there was somebody who's like blaming Louis for going at him and stuff like that, trying to start some sort of drama, and basically saying, "Oh, Louis is ghost posting underneath another account on Kiwi Forums." Josh came out and said, "No, that is not Louis. That is this person." And Louis only has posted 15 different times on the account, and then Louis comes up and posts on the fucking Kiwi Forums during the fucking stream. Very fucking generous to the guy. Puts out all the brands. It even puts down, some cookies and milks right there for the guy. And it's like, I can disagree with you as a person, and I may not like you as a person, but I do stand by the points that you bring up because he was for like software development, right, for repair and some other things like that. And he had no reason to like the person, and it could be vitriolic with him. But Louis came up to the middle and is like, "I may hate you as a person. I don't like you. I don't want to be anywhere near you, but I respect you because of the things that you do." So Louis is a strange one. He's one of the rare ones you see online that's very genuine.
I believe that. He seems possibly like a genuine person. I'm not so for sure, but he seems to really want this thing, like things to be honest at least. He always gets pissed off when people aren't honest. So
yeah, and I'm actually quite surprised, and he's probably waiting for everything to come out before he opens his mouth on it, which is a very, very smart thing to do with him. He's probably waiting until all the information is out before he says anything on it, because even his comments it stated is like, it's very unfortunate if this is true and sad to see, and it's like, I mean, he has a point, and he's not giving any kind of takes. He's not waiting anything on it. I mean, he made a quippy joke, but who doesn't? So here's what it is. But anyways, I think we're gonna go ahead and end out. We've talked for a while. I think we got everything out.
yeah.
I'm not So this is pretty much Linus's end-all, be-all report of what's happened. I don't expect anything else out of Linus except for maybe for the Madison thing, and like I said, even then, until
we probably won't even hear anything about it. It'll probably be a statement more than it will be a video.
Well, even then, unless I have some sort of hard ass fucking proof and evidence, I don't care. I don't care. And that is not my concern. The raw data and stuff like that, I'm not gonna hash about the. Like I said, my solid 100% thing is the representation of manufacturers and being poorly misrepresented and then fucked over. That's my main point on this whole fucking deal. And unless anything new comes out about the Billet Labs thing, which that is pretty much done, it's staked out. Billet Labs doesn't want the block back, even if they find it, even if they do have it. They've already got things in the works to getting a new block. I mean, unless Linus just fucks them over and doesn't give them the money or anything like that, I'm not gonna say anything about it. Even if they get like the block to Jay's 2 cents, I'm not gonna cover and say anything about it. And Jim Max just left. Okay, he probably hit the wrong button. But even there he is. Did you hit the wrong button?
Oh, no, that's not what happened. That's not at all.
But yeah, unless something egregious comes out, the whole Billet Labs thing, I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care about the internals of Linus set tips. I don't care about Madison deal. I don't care about the raw data and the charts and stuff like that. Like I said, if you're one of the people who just watches one tech show for charts and results, you're a fucking idiot. You need to be looking at multiple different sources and not really trusting them. Just taking the numbers that other people have made, comparing them, averaging them out, and then making your choice by that. So I really don't care about the numbers thing or the data things like that. Doesn't need fixed? Yes, it needs fixed, but that's not one of my cover here. But unless anything else comes up, I'm done. I'm done with this.
No, I think I'm done with this too. I'm probably going to be dropping my float plane. Like I said, the only issue I have is that right now I have actually multiple issues with Linus, but I think this was the last straw with a couple things. And it's just not. I don't even watch it anymore. I don't even watch Linus anymore. I used to watch him daily whenever a video dropped. I would watch it immediately. Lately, it's been a hassle to watch his videos because, like I said, they feel like they're just pushed out really fucking quick like that. And I'm done with him. I think I'm done with Linus. I think I'm probably gonna drop my OG account here soon and call it quits.
That's the only thing I was with Linus was subscribed. That was it. And
I said, we've both been fans of him. We both are tech people of sorts. Sorts of. I went to college for computer science, programming, arts and sciences. Sparky.
I deal with shit like this.
Yeah, messes with digital and old tech. So we both have a little bit of a knowledge of what Linus talks about for the most part in that area. And as far as what's going on there, I just feel that this should never. He was going too fast. He got to the sun, burned his wings, got burned off, and now he's back on the ground with the rest of us. How hard he hit, we'll find out here soon.
Yeah.
I think
he's not gonna go anywhere.
He's probably still good. He's probably gonna lose half his subscribers, and then that won't even kill him. He'll be fine.
I doubt he dips below 12 million.
He's losing 12 million. Oh god, he has 50 million.
No, time out. I doubt he dips below 12.
Losing, as in losing 12, or having 12 million subs?
Going below 12.
Oh no, he never will. So.
Yeah, so I doubt anything.
There are some hard, here's the thing, Linus fans, There are some hardcore ones like they're like cute, like they will fucking defend him, even if he shot someone in the back of the head in front of them. They see him as a god. Madison was one of them until they actually worked with him. So I don't know. Again, I don't feel like this is going to hurt him that much. He's still going to be $1 million company at the end of the day, and he's going to make plenty of money.
Yeah. So with that, hitting buttons and
not going to let me put my shit out there. Come watch me on come watch my shorts and sometimes live streams on GemMax.
He makes some funny
shorts.
President Biden shorts.
I also have a couple other street lives, but come check me out GemMax_Max on YouTube, Twitch, and a couple other sites.
Yeah, and I might as well show this out too at the end, even though I know no one's watching, but you'll come back and see it at the end of the stream if you see the links. But in the description is a channel called Rogues Retro or Flickerbox TV. We do shows every Friday evening around 9 p.m. Central Time. And stop on by. We might end up talking about this on that show. Although I think Rogue's gonna glaze over it because of his disdain for Linus.
Yeah,
here's the thing about Rogue. He can hate someone and he won't talk about it.
Here's the funny thing. You know what? He hates Linus, but he hates him even more after I found out a fun little fact for him. You know what that fun little fact is?
He lives right next door to him.
I know!
Oh, did you get that right?
Yes! He lives not next door to him, but awfully closer than he'd like to. He did not realize how close Linus lives to him. It's hilarious. He's like...
That's funny.
I was like, Linus lives in your area. He's like, no, he doesn't. It's like, yeah, Linus lives in your area. You don't even know where I live. You live here. He's like, oh, where is he? Oh, my God, he does. But now I have another reason to fucking... he doesn't like him at all. So.
Wow.
He didn't like that. He's like, he lives in the same area. Fuck me. I mean, fuck. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So I guarantee we'll probably make brief mention of it. He's probably gonna say something. He's a fucking idiot, and nothing's gonna happen.
Who cares? Let's talk about my shit.
Yeah, that's exactly how Friday's gonna go. Probably.
That's probably how it's gonna go. He's gonna like, hey, let's talk about Linus. No, let's talk about my shit.
Yeah, because
his shit is actually more interesting. I will be honest with you. This was this was more of a peeve towards Linus, and it will accomplish nothing. Like I
said, I knew you probably want to talk about it. That's why
I was okay with talking about it, because the more I look at this, and I want to get other perspectives. Like, am I the only one that's seeing this way? Because it's easier to talk with people that. No, he's a fuck up in this case, and that's fine.
Yeah, he's a real fuck up. All right, with that, go watch GemMax. Go see us on Flickerbox TV, and be on the lookout for more AI Mr. Medica. I'm still tinkering with it, and I've got a poll out, and actually I'll probably close let me do that real quick. Let me close this poll out, and we will see what we're gonna do.
Before that, let's say thank you. Divinity said, Jonathan Goo, Ivy Dragon, or Dragon. I don't know. I think it's Dragon. We had a rogue dragon here. A dragon that was in the comments for a second.
For a little bit.
Well, he just had question mark to the left. Yeah. The Madacore show. Mofo. Yeah, the Madacore Mofo show. And I think that was it. Yeah, that looks like that was it. Thank you all for coming and being a part of the show. And that was fun.
Yeah, and what the poll? The poll was, I've gotten a lot of views and comments and likes on AI Mr. Medica, so I'll put up a poll. Do you want me to ask it comments given to me, or ask it about more YouTube creators you guys want me to ask about? And the poll was wants me to have it read YouTube questions from YouTube comments. So I'll try to do a stream up for that. And the problem is I've got to have people here to ask it questions. So that might be down the road. So until then, I probably might ask it general questions I see. So with that, thank you everyone, and see you on the next one. Take care.
Take it easy.